What up to the wormhole 475? How you guys doing? Mr. Smiley already in the house after a great takeover. How you doing, Mr. Smiley?
Doing well, man. Smiling, having a good one. Yeah, dude. Tomorrow was awesome. She dropped a ton of great info. Like I said, dude, I wasn't kidding. I got notes. The metal shit was kind of cool. That'll be a buzz.
Man, I had a couple questions myself too, like application rates, I think were one, and a couple other questions I had. But I don't think you watch Chad, do you? When you're doing the interviews, it's tough.
I had it up, yeah, and I saw it kind of off and on, but yeah, I wasn't really paying attention to it. I was trying to keep up with the questions for her. She was
Because
covering
it
them easy
doesn't
though.
it doesn't at you when you're in chat, or you know what I mean, when the show's on. It doesn't highlight you, so like you can, you're seeing it. So I don't know. I don't ask because I don't think you can see it. Chat filling up. What's up, Blaze Daily? Light up again, team. Dirt Road Dude. Jack Greenstock's in the house. Ah, smoking on a little Colombian number 6. Pretty good. A little closer to pine. I think number 5, the last pull down, the one I just chopped, will probably the closest thing I have to pine yet.
Did you probably don't remember, but did you try that? What the fuck is going on here? There it is. Did you get to try that Sea Stars one that I gave you? I was thinking
Yeah,
that
yeah, yeah, yeah.
to me that one tastes like a pine, but
I got a slight pine out of it, but not. I don't know. I'm starting to wonder if my profile isn't fucked up a little bit on the pine thing. What's up, Mister Jack?
Yeah, Eagle, your pine scent is broken in your nose. Imagine
pine receptors.
your pine receptors are no longer functioning.
You never know. You never know.
Might be.
Cheers, Jack. How you been, man?
I've been good, man. I've been up the past few nights looking for a wormhole, and it never popped out. So, Smiley mentioned it on the great episode tonight, and so I figured it's going to be Talkin. Still trying to get myself set up over here. My table's a little more crowded than I'm used to having it. So I don't have any spot to set my phone down quite yet. Gotta adjust some shit. All right, let's try this. How you guys doing? What you smoking on?
I was smoking some platinum state, but I just smoked blue lime pie, and before that was white cranberries.
We'll mix everything.
I do like
Colombium here. Number 6.
Is that one of them that? No, you didn't give me number 6. It was like 2 and 4 you gave me, I think.
2, 4, and I think it was the mystery one, wasn't it? That I gave you. No, you didn't get the 6 yet. 6 is like, well, I'd say there's definitely some pine tones here, a little bit of berry, and slighter taste to it. Not super piney. But that number 5, I think I could definitely get some notes of, like I say, a pine tar out of number 5. So it's a tough call, and the best blood structure too came out of number 5. So
I'm popping 5 pine tar Kush, and 579 Christmas bud. That's my next grow. I've been putting it up like a lazy bastard, but sometimes it's nice to have a little bit of time off, not off because I've still got plants in flower, but a little delay. So not as busy as I typically keep it going over here. Probably gonna sacrifice maybe like half a harvest, but you know, set myself a few weeks back, not popping seeds soon enough. It's not the end of the world.
Now, you're just popping seed every round, Jack? Now is a
Yeah, I'm not. I just told my wife you could have the clone cabinet back, which is a kitchen cabinet. So it's not a lot of space, but I'm realizing there's just so many good seeds out there, and there's so much stuff that I want to grow. If I keep clones around, I'm just never gonna grow all the stuff that I want to try. And now that I'm making my own seeds, it's like I don't even know if I'll be able to give them all away. It's just it's a good problem to have. Don't get me wrong. I'm not like supporting any medical patients. I have good supply of medicine from a few buddies, and my wife works at a shop, so we get stuff deeply discounted, and it's affordable for us. So even if I'm not growing my own, I have good, clean access, and it's more just tasting the rainbow. Seeing what breeders are out there, what they're doing. This will be my first time trying CSI Humboldt, even though it's Tom Hill preservation project, and I think the 79 Christmas bud is like an NDN guy project, but he preserved it. So CSI Humboldt gets credit for me. He's who I bought it from. And he gave me some cool freebies, more of what I bought, and then a few other things. So
that's from the Pirates or whatever, right? That other one that
yeah, so it's Pirates of the Emerald Triangle. Anything that's regular seeds. I say CSI Humboldt because that's what they're called on Instagram. But I don't think too many people know the Pirates of the Emerald Triangle. They still got, I think the website's csihumboldt.com. And I had to send like a money order or something. I think it was like a little more old fashioned. There wasn't like they didn't accept credit card or online payment. But in the past, when I've gone through the effort, and I trusted this person, I've heard them on podcasts and seen them enough to believe that they're reputable, and they hooked it up. So I got tons of good freebies that I want to grow, and I'm looking forward to growing. And so definitely stoked.
What are
to
you
pop.
breeding right now, Jack? You said you were breeding. I know you did that velvet punch. Well,
Yeah, so I've F3'd it. I'm gonna grow out a run of that after this pine tar kush, and then I'll send the testers this time because I actually want to have a more detailed report of the F3 because I got a little surprised at the F2. I was kind of thinking that they would turn purple a lot sooner because the F1s were like week 3. They're already turning purple. And I grew both runs in the winter, very similar climate. And same light, same pots, same soil, all that good stuff. But the F2s didn't turn purple till like week 8 or 9 compared to their parents. Both the male and female side were like purpling as soon as day 20. Like every single plant in the room day 21. And then from there forward, it just got more and more purple till it was like fully purple. And that was part of I was going to use those as like a project with J1 because I just wanted to get J1 available from seed. And I was going to use like a really purple male, which would be easy to pick apart from the J1, which is always green, to do a back cross project and get J1 available from seed. And I was like, I don't even really, as much as I love J1, I kind of have my like ebbs and flows with it. It's not my favorite strain in the whole world. I just thought it'd be a nice practice to figure out how to go through the back crossing process. Like what I saw Mr. Soul do with Cinderella 99, I think he learned a lot about cannabis breeding by how he walked through those steps of breeding C99. And I figured you can read and listen to podcasts and all that, but until you do something firsthand, you don't really know. So like, and working with the genetics that you have, like my F1s are going to be different than somebody else's F1s because I'm starting with polyhybrids in this instance, than like an inbred line, like the Pine Tar Kush. So it's I don't know. There's a lifelong learning process in breeding, and I've never been more excited because like once you get the handle on growing, it can get a little not boring, even if you're like, but you kind of just get it dialed in, get a few strains, try new stuff. But there's a lot more for me to learn on the breeding end than there is on the growing end, I think personally. What's up, Johnny? Looking good over there.
How's it going? Eagle,
Cheers,
how's
Johnny.
it going, brother? Bless you, brother. Good to see you. Smiley, that was an awesome show.
Thanks, man.
I was expecting it to go a little bit longer.
Yeah, I probably could have. I didn't want to be like stretching it, man. She definitely was pretty amazing, honestly. I was amazed. Like, it's a big distraction.
Oh, yeah.
They were trying to talk to you too, and like she handled that really, really well. And yeah, it was kind of. I don't know. I didn't want to push my luck with it, and I felt like she went out of her way to make that happen, so I didn't want to drag it out too far, you know.
Yeah, moms are really good at multitasking when it comes to a kid, conversating with them and full on directing the conversation where it needs to be. It just amazes me how they do that.
Yeah, dude.
Without missing a beat. I mean, it's a beautiful thing, you know.
I was gonna say it wasn't her first time.
No.
I'm pretty sure that she had to have a conversation on the phone while her kid was with her in the car or in the room or whatever. You know, that was clearly she's dealt with that rodeo once before at least. But it was a great show. It was funny to me because like, although you do have the excuse of, you know, oh, I felt bad, you know, she had her kid or whatever. You're like, do you want to like wrap it up? We're at an hour, and she's like, no, I'm fine. Like, let's keep going. And you're like, I'm out of questions. Like trying to put it on her, like, oh yeah, we can wrap it up and do like a part 2. I need to like review my notes, go back, and all that. But then she's like, no, let's keep it going. And you're like, you know, I think we'll just call it.
We're picking on you.
Yeah, she did, man. She went right down the list. I didn't even have to try for that one. That was I wrote down a few things I knew she'd be probably interested in talking about or whatever, but yeah, she dropped it off.
It was cool when she talked about transitioning, in my opinion, from like buying the stuff from Dragonfly Earth Medicine to making it herself, and like her connection to the indigenous microorganisms and how they were more beneficial than the stuff that she had shipped across the country. In my, you know, circumstances, that's been the case a lot of the times as well. And Jedam, and even going back to like KNF, I think both of those have like tons of really amazing benefits, and the cost of the inputs can be so low when you break down like exactly what you're spending and closing the loops and all that stuff. It's just like, it's a really awesome way. And I'm also happy to hear like she was so honest about her experience with the Hugels. Like, it wasn't just like, oh yeah, you know, I knocked it out of the park like first round or whatever. Like, there was some struggles, trials and tribulations, you know. And with that being said, you put that work in and it pays off in the long run. So I'm excited for her to continue to, you know, have success with that moving forward, because it sounds like she got it pretty dialed in. Soil testing, you've advocated for it many times, Smiley, and I'm sure everyone who grows in soil, if they recycle it run after run, will run into something at some point, some boogeyman. So it's nice to have a test to point you in the right direction. At least.
Have you ever heard of that serpentine rock that she was talking about?
I think she's describing it, and I could be wrong, but serpentine is like a road serpentines, right? So maybe like it's the rock, the way that the rock moves below the surface of the soil, but maybe it's a type of rock. I could be wrong. Chat, correct us if I'm being just a dumb stoner. Eagle, do you know? I'm curious, because that seems like something you might know about.
I don't even know. It's crazy.
I don't have a clue.
When I think of serpentine, I think of Animal House when he's darting across the field, you know.
No, Jack, I was talking about the breeding though earlier. I actually I had doing some back crossing too, so I had that high Mac, and then I hit that last year to some of the ladies, and then this year I got them growing outside. But I found some boys and taking the boy back to the original. So I did Skywalker is what I was intending to do. So the high Mac was the outcross, and then I found a boy from that and taking that back to the Skywalker this year. But I was just pollinating them earlier. Fun.
It's awesome to.
Some seed.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Go ahead. No, go ahead, Jay. Go ahead.
I'm just excited to hear Smiley starting to play around, even if it's just a handful of seeds. Like most people, I would suggest getting into like home breeding should probably not do it the way that I've done it, which is like sacrificing multiple harvests of pollinating the entire, like every single plant in my entire house, like 1,000+ seeds each run. And it's like, if it does happen to be a miracle, amazing cross or something really special that I want to keep, I don't want to just have 10 of them, you know, like
Right.
I want to have a bunch. So I can not only just have them for myself, but share them with my friends, family, whoever wants them. But it's such a learning process, man. It's cool to see the change from even the like shape and size of the seeds, from F1 to F2 to F3. It's a fun process.
So Jack, what do you see a difference between the difference when you're talking F1, 2, and 3? When the size of the seeds comes into play, do they get bigger?
I'm seeing actually maybe slightly smaller, but
Really?
yeah. Oh shit!
Uh-oh.
Man down.
Man down.
This little shitty stand I've got over here. So most of these are jarred up, but I've got my F2s here, and I got my F1s. No, these are F3s here. So try and get close-ish in there. It's probably gonna be really hard to tell size. And
Well, actually, the F3s did look a little smaller.
But I'll pull out a little vial for you. And Eagle's growing some of these out. But here's a little bit of the F2s. I think they're slightly larger.
Yeah, they look big.
It's not going to focus. I probably put my hand behind it, not my silly, likely a little bit sunburnt face. The lights are a little too harsh, but yeah, you guys get the idea.
Jack, do you think any of that had to do with nutrition? Like, I mean, first run breeding versus like, all right, now it's my second time breeding. I'm gonna do something a little different nutritionally or whatever.
I would say probably not, because I standardized the pots and soil mix. Like I hand by cup mixed each pot with like the amendments and everything, both times to try and, that was something I learned from Humboldt Seed Organization. They, even in like their greenhouse scale, were mixing each pot individually, like all their ingredients. They wouldn't do like one giant ass batch and then like throw them into the pots. They were doing each pot individually. And at a small enough scale like I'm at, it's easy enough for me to do that. So I think it gives me at least some consistency and control. But that being said, them getting smaller is definitely interesting. I didn't change the lighting or anything else. So
did you pollinate sooner or put them, like I waited 10 days the first round, and then the next one I was going to do 7 days, but I think I might almost just move the males right in there, right, 3-4 days even, like, I don't know.
I think I might have gotten more pollen on the so I had one extra plant the first run, but that wasn't with the one that I was looking at. The seeds I was looking at were from like the main tent, not my smaller space. But I took the male directly into like the largest space and shook him this time versus like having it get pulled through an intake and blown around. So there's definitely more pollen. I think maybe I've got more seeds, likely got more seeds is the case. That's probably why they are a little bit smaller, perhaps.
Pulling it through the intake, I would think that'd be a bitch to clean. Like,
it was, to be honest, unintended. The first time, I was trying to do in a chamber, one male into a few females, and then that ended up, pollen flies. I thought I was being diligent, fades off and spraying down water and everything. So once I saw it was so early in flower that all the females in that crop, I saw they were heavily pollinated. Their pistils started turned orange, they started to develop seed. So I was like, I'll hit them again one more time with that male because it's already like, I'm committed to it. So they might as well get as much as we can. So ended up both times. I mean, I've sent out 700 seeds of the F2 Velvet Punch, and I've still got a few hundred plus here, and haven't sent out any of the F3s, but there's at least 1,000. Lots of fucking seeds. more than I need, that's for sure. So they'll be shared, but I'm doing more extensive testing on my front before sending them out this time.
I'm actually dreading my seed making experiences coming up here a little bit. Actually, I did set out the Columbia males that I had outside weeks ago when I took cuts of them. So I do have clones of them that are here and already rooted and ready for a next round. They're actually pretty good sized plants already. But the males that are outside are flowering currently already, to the point of where I could probably snatch them up and put them into probably a paper sack and try to do a little pollen harvesting like that at some point soon. But I'm not looking forward to it. But Smiley, my question was, why go earlier? Sub always emphasized when I talked to him 2, 3, almost later 3.
Like
And
3?
yeah. And even as I think about it, as you were talking about going backwards, throwing them in at the same time, it seemed, again, maybe different strains, depending on what you're running or whatever. But it seemed like you would want to throw them in closer to 3. Let them girls that are already in there get a flower onset. You know what I mean? The buds are already starting to form, and as the males catching up and going into that flowering stage, them girls and buds are getting nothing but bigger and bigger, more calyxes to accept pollen, bigger buds to be produce seeds later on. Just letting her finish a little bit longer versus going in earlier and the buds not being as big or being able to take as much pollen that early on.
Well, my thinking on it was that the later it's going to be harder to get the seed fully mature, and that's what
you can just run it later. Just run it an extra 2-3 weeks. Honestly, you're never gonna
a lot of
have
them
to worry.
gray like that, kind of tan to gray, and not really the dark color on some of the rounds I did. So that's why I was thinking if I was able to, because I tried going longer and I did, Jack, but the plant itself just started dying off. Like they almost died right on the stick, but still the seed itself wasn't finished. So what I wound up with was a whole lot of seed that probably 50 to 60% were immature, unfinished, and the white crunchy ones. So my thinking there is, yeah, maybe I might pollinate a little earlier and I'm gonna get maybe less seed, but I'm gonna get a better quality. And right now I'm not really going for big numbers of seed. So I don't know. That was just the thought I was having, I guess. And I wouldn't disagree with Sub by any means. So
I disagree with him on a bunch of different shit, but
but I mean,
he's a great breeder.
Has way more experience. He had way more experience. I wouldn't argue.
No, I totally agree.
That was just my line of thinking on it. Was
you get way more, and from his perspective, he was doing it as a business. So the more seeds that he made, the more he could sell. So later meant more, which meant more money for him, which is any smart breeder is going to do that, right? But in your case, like you're dialing in the seed making process still. He was way beyond that, where kind of we're at, just kind of messing around with our initial crosses. I think some people have a lot of luck just putting the male and the female in there and letting them go. I think it is strain dependent though. Some males will pop off. So like my Velvet Punch, I'm selective breeding. I'm not just letting a random male pop off. I had like 10 males and I picked my favorite one, and it wasn't the first to flower, it wasn't the last to flower, and it was a very vigorous growth plant. Like, so there were certain things that I picked based off of, but that one flowered closer to, like Eagle was saying, week 3, even like midweek 3. And so that allowed the females to kind of get their thing going, and it allowed a ton of bud onset and lots of seeds to be made. But some males will start dropping in week 2, like pretty heavy. So it does come down to genetics, big time. The one thing that I would say might help delay a little bit of the onset of the male flower is if you're able to keep the male, like Eagle's doing it outdoors. The sun is pretty intense, but like I did my male in a veg chamber where my females were in a flower chamber. The male was getting less intense lighting, so he didn't get as maybe developed into flower as the females because they're getting higher DLI. And I think that maybe allowed a little bit of that time to let the females get to where they needed to be to accept a good amount of pollen. Because mine, I'd say like at the very worst, 80% of them were like A seeds, like dark tiger striped. At worst, 50% tiger striped. And then like that other 20% is like 10% half and half, tiger striped and like white. And then the 10% would be just like white. And even if between the white ones, there's like 5% of them are like you can crush it with your finger and they're not usable. And then like 5% of them will germinate and they will actually grow into a normal healthy plant. So most of the seeds, and it really just depends. There's so many factors that go into it. But
we got another breeder to ask. What do you do, Tao?
Right. Cheers, Tom.
Hey,
Yo,
Tal.
what's up, boys?
What's up, man?
There's 5 of us now. Gotta go
Well,
to the
there's an
fucking
important distinction you need to make. You don't want to make the most seeds. You want to make the most viable seeds. If they ain't gonna grow, they're useless. But
I'm
I
with you.
I wouldn't put them together at the beginning, Smiley. I definitely would let the females definitely start getting some bunny rabbit tails on it.
How many days do you wait?
Well, that's the other thing too. So if you got a strain that's done in fucking 7 or 8 weeks, you want to be quicker with the punch than the one that's going to take 10 to 12. But if you're watching the female and it has a plethora of white hairs, you know that, and you know that it's mature enough to accept pollen. Like you could do it anytime you want. So if you're watching it, you could say when it gets like 2 weeks into flower, you could do it. And then there'll be, even if it's an 8-weeker, there'll be plenty of time for them seeds to ripen and hopefully not be overcrowded, because you could overcrowd the buds too with seeds.
Well, here's my thing though, Tao, is like the boy still takes his time. And yes, boys will switch and show sex sooner. But it does take time.
Oh, because I always keep them separate
to develop until they're actually like opening and dumping pollen.
Right.
So I mean, in a rough sense, if you figure 3 weeks for that boy before he's dumping pollen, and you start him at day 21.
I take it back. I wouldn't put them together. I wouldn't put them together and start them at the same time. You could start them, or even start the boy earlier if you want. And I keep them separated. And then when I think the girls are ready, then I bring the male in there and fucking shake the shit out of it. And
keep separated.
And then I usually leave the male in there. I leave the male in there just for the fuck of it for like 2 or 3 days, and then I take it out and kill it, and then spray, like try and clean off all the remaining like pollen and male flowers that fell off of the girls. And that seemed to work. But yeah, you know what I noticed? The first I did 2 runs of the original 3 that I ran, and the first time I got a shit ton of Godiva. Well, actually, I got a ton of both Godiva and also the proprietary one. And then the second time though, it was like switched. The Godiva didn't make a lot at all, and I was pissed. And the proprietary though always makes a ton of seed.
Hey, Tal. I was just kind of curious on that one that didn't make as many. Did you smack that one around before you put the male in there or not?
I usually let the male smack. Yeah, maybe I needed a backhand. Maybe.
I'm just
Whatever
playing, man.
the Amy Ace is that proprietary. She must be a feisty one. I've got it, mid flower right now. She's chunking up. I will say it tends to throw a little bit of a foxtail. At least it's my summer run right now. So
yeah,
it's in the heat.
I was gonna say I was just gonna say that. So I crossed that proprietary with the blueberry male, and I really wasn't too impressed. But when I said that, Smiley's like, yeah, let it rest in the jar a while. Maybe it'll change. It definitely changed. Definitely got better. But once I ran that the blueberry by the cheesequake, or just that blueberry from AK Bean Brains, that shit is just terpy. And I was gonna, and you know what? It changed too. It's blueberry when it's growing and fresh, but when it sits, it gets more. And that chemical smell is more like a pine sol smell, and it's like a citrusy, weird, but not like orange or lime or lemon, but kind of citrusy. It's hard to explain.
Like the zest?
Yeah, no, not even. No, not like a zest. Like
a citrusy berry, like a raspberry or
I don't know how to explain it. Chemical pine sol, I guess, is mostly
sour.
Yeah, I don't know, man.
I don't know.
We're working it. We're trying to get it out of
it. The one kid, so different than pine sol is such a different aroma than
citrus. Yeah, because it's like a chemical citrus. I guess it is grapefruit. No, maybe grapefruit. I don't know. But anyway, what I kept calling chemical, the kid's like, oh, that smells like citrus or whatever. I'm like, oh shit, yeah, it kind of does. And it kind of came out more as it cured, and the blueberry faded a little bit. I must say that I'm very disappointed with that fade. But yeah,
it's so funny. I normally hear the opposite, like Bingus with his blueberry from DJ Short was talking about how it got better with the cure, and like Dr. His blueberry got better with the cure. In my experience, it's been at least Blue Dream was better cured.
The blueberry from the AK Bean Brains, I don't think it's like a DJ Short creation actually, because I got one now that I got that is a plethora. Supposedly, the breeder says he used a whole bunch of different seeds from people from DJ Short's original blueberry to create it, and that's totally different. That's the blueberry that I remembered that I grew when I was a kid, or whatever. I'm still a kid, but that's the blueberry I remember because and it's the same. It has dark stem. It has purple stem, but
sure. You sure?
No, I know.
Sure.
I know. I don't know. Because like I was telling Smiley when I upplanted it,
have them grow it out and prove it.
The tip got green. I'm gonna tell everyone if they got purple, they're like, yeah, the stems are purple. Like, yo, send the cut of that to Frost Brandon over there. Let them fuck with it.
The purple stem.
Oh, Tal, I just wanted to thank you for using that word plethora twice. That was awesome. I love that word.
There's words I've been trying. I gotta try and remember to work in, but that's just natural.
So that picture you sent to our group chat with the purple stem, that was just an unhealthy plant. There's no.
Oh yeah. That was a post. That was a post. I didn't even want to even get started with talking to. I knew someone else to come in. That's another good thing now. Like there's so many people that.
Brandon's like 10 people fucking tag me.
Anything that I would say, someone else is gonna say it. Anything that I would tag to somebody, someone else is gonna tag them. So I don't have to sweat it so much.
No. This is the purple stem yellow leaf pheno. What are you talking about?
The purples and brown dots, bro.
Yeah.
Brown dots. It's
special. It always grows. It's the polka dot leaf. That's what we call it.
What's funny is I have some purple stems because I thought I was gonna throw this Donnie Burger out, so I just left it in my veg. I was gonna give it to my barber to just throw it outside, and, like let him finish it because I knew it was female from the Farmer Freeman test. And I ended up mixing up one of the other Amy Aces that I thought was a female, ended up being a male. So I had to cut that out 2 weeks into flower, throw the Donnie Burger in there, and it was like I wasn't taking the best care of it, to be perfectly honest. I just had it sitting and I was like barely keeping it alive. So that one has like red stems, but when I put it into the earth box, it's like green streaks where it's stretched after the flip. Like it's just like all green from that
And the
point
tip,
on.
yeah.
Yeah.
Some of it will change. Even the shit that was purpley can turn.
It's more red now,
Some of it.
not
Yeah.
purple as much. It's like
it gets
lightning
light,
and sometimes
yeah.
even going away. I didn't think that you could get it to go away, to be perfectly honest, but in
And
some spots it seems to be.
certain parts, yeah, certain parts of the plant will undo it. I didn't realize that till like this past 6 months. I had a lot of shit get fucking yellowed out and shit. Even the leaves, some of the leaves were like almost all the way yellow and they came back green on some of my plants.
Foliar will really do that.
I have been not having the heat. There's 2 heat stretches over here that fucking with me.
I'm not trying to shit on the Amy Aces, but the Donnie Burger, it's like super tight nugs and like it's more like cookie. You could definitely see there's some like it's a GMO, which is a cookie.
Yeah, if you're getting foxtails on the Amy, that's not the. Well, I don't know. It could still be. Everybody likes more, but
Amy finishes strong though.
Is it thin
it's probably
leaf?
getting. No, it's
Amy finishes strong.
Honestly, funny enough.
Yeah.
It's got fat leaves.
I do think it's a heat, and I'm cranking lots of like my high is like 86, which is higher than I normally would ever let it get. It's just a summer heat wave, and I don't run AC, so. But most days it's like between 78 and 82 with
That's
LEDs.
Be fine.
And to be honest, I don't mind it. It's the kind of foxtail where it's just like it's so big and healthy. It's been vigorous as fuck since I flipped it. Ever since I popped it, actually, this pheno has been super vigorous. So when it got to flower, I'm just surprised because it was such a thick leaf that it is a little bit on the foxtail side, but with the heat, it makes sense. I just have really high CO2 levels, so
I still can't believe you dropped
healthy and frosty.
It's still relatively young, right? In flower, I mean.
Yeah, so I mean, probably like.
See, that's not good. Foxtail and early, I don't like that.
It's like
maybe it'll fill
week in. 5 or 6, I want to say. No, it's definitely chunky as hell, dude. They're like they're big old 2-liter colas. Like it's a giant plant for my space.
All right.
So
good. That's what I want.
It's gonna double or triple the yield of the Donnie Burger next to it.
All right.
It's definitely big. I'll have to send you some photos. So I kept the Donnie. I was going to cut it, but then I ended up having one of my Amy Aces be a male. So I had to chop it 2 weeks because when I was looking at it and I was like telling myself, I'm like, dude, you got the Farmer Freeman test, like it's a female. And I was just looking at it and it kind of like has like the stipules, but they're not pistils. I was just like telling myself it's a female, whatever. And then I started looking at it closer. I'm like, those are fucking balls.
Oh,
I need to kill this. It wasn't a hermy. It was a dude. I fucked up my snip. I mislabeled my clip or whatever.
I don't know. I think there's
it's like dude, this is the ladies' room. What are you doing in here?
Eagle, did you ever?
I've done 100 of those tests before, and he's never fucked up once. So I really would put it on myself because every other time he's accurate.
I'm not shy with the information. I told everybody this before that I've sent beans 10 pack at least. I don't even know. Maybe it was just a 10 pack, and they got all male supposedly, dude. That's what somebody told me twice. Twice. One was questionable, but the other one, those people knew what they were doing, dude. Huh. So I think there might be something really. I don't know, man. I have no idea.
There's something to the room temp or whatever.
I don't know.
And shit. Like you're gonna get because all the if it's
other people have gotten basically all girls too.
How many seeds did they pop?
The one I get definitely the one I gave 20 to at least, but I don't know how many they popped. They probably only did 10.
If that,
I could find out. The one people I could find out, and the other one was definitely 10. That was Uncle Surf, dude. He went crazy. He thought they were feminized seeds, dude, and it was just so funny at the time for me. Anyway, I still don't give a shit. But he went off, dude. It was so funny because I love when he goes off. He's kind of like a old grumpy dude.
So wait, he got 10 females then? Because
No, he got 10 males. He got 10 males, and he thought they were feminized seed, dude. He thought it was feminized seed. I never told him they were feminized. I didn't write regular on the pack though either.
Yeah.
But
You sent him a football team instead of a fucking volleyball team.
Instead of a ballet team. But I don't know if he
males like that. I've had.
I don't know if he let him run out to really know.
Yeah, Eagle, you.
No, go ahead.
I've had it happen multiple times. That's what actually months ago made me ask the question, you know, is there variable times that, you know, there's better conditions for favorable, you know, more female selection and seeds, or if you have a better male traits during conditions? Because I've had that happen a few times. And every breeder I've talked to is, well, no, that's just shitty luck, man. You just
listen.
You got the 7 out of the fucking batch, man.
I mean,
we didn't have a real discussion. But listen, if Freeman Farmer Freeman, whatever his name is, can figure it out from a leaf or a cotyledon, so at that point it's definitely boy or girl. So the only effect that environment could have is during the actual germination of the root of the seed itself, right?
I've heard him talking pollination, like during pollination.
Now that's something I wondered about that.
I'll disagree. I say that the pollen that left the plant is a male or a female, regardless of temperature or otherwise. It's in its genetic code. That's why when you make feminized, it's only letting X's out there. You know how a female can only, it's XX. It can only produce X pollen. So it's throwing only X's. That's why it makes feminized seed. Yeah, there's Hermes, and some of them even present as full-blown male. If they run thousands, people have done this. I've looked so deep into this literature, but people don't trust the science.
No, but in regular,
hundreds of millions of seeds have been studied with hemp. Hundreds of millions. Billions of cannabis seeds. Billions of cannabis seeds have been examined.
Yeah, but listen, in regular, not feminized, regular seed, do you think there's any way you could affect sex while it's germinating before those leaves are made that you could tell sex? Because then you could take a seed and be able to tell sex from it. You might have to kill the seed.
Your plant. You could stress it out, and you could probably make it change sex. Cannabis is able to do that. You can make cannabis
silver sulfate shit, right? To make male
flowers.
Yeah,
you can reverse any plant.
Yeah.
So on the other side,
and you can do the same thing with Florel to turn a male female.
So maybe you could use that Florel while the seed's starting and just have all females when you want. You don't even have to do all that shit that we've been doing, dude. What are you gonna do?
No, you get only males.
Jump start.
And that might be where maybe Eagle was onto something. Maybe somebody was spraying Florel and experimenting with a male, and that male can only produce pollen that has Y's in it, Y chromosomes, because it's a male. So all of those seeds could potentially be male. I've never actually found somebody who's turned a male into a female and then pollinated it and made seeds. I've heard people say that they're going to do it, and then the person didn't go through with the experiment. I think it's kind of a massive waste of time. But if somebody wants to do that experiment, please report back to us.
So on the other side of the coin, though, say you do a seed run and there's 20,000 seeds, just as a rough number, right? And a round number. But if half of those are boys and half of them are girls on a regular run, just probability wise, and you randomly reach in this pool of seeds and grab 10 out, there's likely that you could end up having 10 male seeds that you happen to have grabbed out and put in that package. It could have even been 2 packages in a row that you grabbed those 10 male seeds and put
That's
them in
true. Yeah.
100 packs in a row. If it's 20,000, it's gambler's fallacy.
Yeah.
I mean, like the roulette wheel can land on 0 every time.
It's the same odds.
So you could hit red or black, and it could hit green twice in a row.
5
What are you growing there, Eagle? What do you got in there?
Yeah.
I'm so much at last green.
These are, some of them are repops. Remember, I was kind of bitching about the cubes I got from the General Hydroponics. Even the shit, I had a terrible germination rate, and then the ones that came up kind of fizzled and did shitty. So I had a feeling it was some cubes. I actually threw that fucking fucking bag out. I went and got me some regular Root Riot cubes. I dropped some the same year. So this is some of the fucking the Milkman, some of the Power Pellets. I do have some of Med Growers nude shit in here. Mac times Primal, the Silverback Gorilla from Med, and some of his Primal Femmes in here. But almost 100% germ rate in the new cubes. And the Root Riot cubes, same genetics for the most part, 100% germ rate, looking completely night and day. But that's what's in there, though. I mean, these girls look a lot more healthy than them general hydroponic girls. When they get to this stage, I like to do this at least once or twice a day. Take that dome off there and just beat them up a little bit.
Are any of them femme?
Yes. The Med Grower one's Primal Punch. There's some of his Primal Punches.
I hope that those do well for him, because I know Sub, when he got into femmes, he's like, or tried to, he ended up saying fuck femmes. A lot of people end up on that side of the boat, but then there's people that have a lot of success with it, like Mr. Soul and Adam at 2020.
So this is what I wanted to say. Conversation took off so quick. I love to sit back and just let it roll sometimes. But we refer back to like some of the information that we've taken in from some of the people that we respect, like especially we were talking earlier on the 2 to 3 weeks they should always suggested. You kind of hinted to this too a little bit, Jack. Fucking things have changed since them breeders put together their systems and stuff. I think that 3 weeks was all under old lighting, basically. T5s, metal highlights and shit, the transition that it took for a flower to take off from one to the other, man. It seems like now things are a little bit different. As you mentioned, strains matter quite a bit. I know when I take my plants from LAD to the HPS, they take off quicker in flower. So that's another instance where putting together from day one may not be a bad idea. But it all difference environment, strains, lighting, everything plays key into when to throw that male in there. As Tao was kind of suggesting as well.
Mm-hmm.
I think you need to pollinate.
It's kind of funny because Sub and so many others, myself included, and maybe Tao and others, learned or probably read, and I know because Sub has talked about it, fucking Robert Connell Clark's Marijuana Botany, and so much of that book is dedicated to cannabis breeding and the transitionary phases, the sexual maturity, and I believe that they recommend the 3-week timeline as well. And so it's like, but like you're saying, Eagle, I think the lighting and genetics play such a big role. And even like, if somebody's in a rock wool cube and feeding it like 6 times a day, like 3 EC, like Jungle Boy style or whatever, it's going to be a different performance than somebody in cocoa, than somebody in DWC or aeroponics or in an earth box or in organic.
Or somebody in a
pot.
desert.
Yeah. They're all so different. Like I've even seen in my own grow, like switching to the earth box compared to when I was growing in just pots of soil, sealing it in with that cap and having it be sub-irrigated. It's just a faster growth in organics than I was ever getting out of any pot. Fabric, or like I used Rain Science. I used a bunch of different pots and nothing performed like the earth box did with soil for me, as far as speed of growth and organic. Cocoa, fabric pots could grow as fast. Did somebody join? Oh, Bingus, cheers, buddy. I was talking about you earlier in your blueberry.
How's it going, guys? Good to see you, Jack. Jack, I was thinking about you today when I was using my Fogmaster Junior.
Nice. You got one. They're awesome, aren't they?
Yeah, I made a little video on IG about it. Good to see Eagle and Smiley and Green 13, Johnny, Tao, everybody in the chat room.
No, Green 13's been eating some cookies, it looks like.
He's getting younger.
Yeah, man. They're happier. He's happier.
Oh, he's
Getting younger.
shaving up, eh?
Oh, this.
Definitely.
Yeah, it is
Oh,
the
you look
cookies.
younger, dude.
He got
I
7
saw
too.
this. I saw this picture, and it was all the boys linking arms, Smiley and Eagle, and all them, man. And everyone was like, "Oh man, Smiley's tall, isn't he?" And I was thinking, "Fucking hell, Smiley's young, isn't he?" So I got me a little shave. No, that's not why, but yeah, I drop a few years, every little while. Actually, it was because we had a bit of a heat wave, and I just wanted to fucking get my tan on for a couple of days, and I can grow the beard like it just winds back out.
The biggest Green 13.
Good to see you, man, Johnny.
What's up? What's up,
I know.
boys?
I know what your younger brother looks like, anyway. That's what I
Yeah,
thought.
how about you, Bingus?
What?
What? How do you go about getting your girls with the pollen, getting them to do the nasty?
I don't. I've done it a bunch of different ways. Currently, I'm not really into making lots of seeds, so I just want to like pollinate a branch, and I don't want to fire up another tent to do my males in. So I put the males in my bud chamber with the females, and I watch them like a hawk. And once they start to get their flowers, I really keep a close watch, and then you can tell when they're about ready to open, and I trim all the bottom branches off, and then I put a cup around the top and tape it, and in the next couple of days the pollen goes, and then I just cut it, and then I have the pollen in a cup, and then I just take my brush and go around and do my artwork.
There you go. All right.
But I mean, I've done it the other way. Like I think I heard you earlier, and it's such a semen fest afterwards to clean up the mess. It's just like, God. I mean, it's in everything, literally.
The finest powders, yes, it is.
It's terrible. So
Oh my God, that was one way to put it. There.
If you've got a lot of powder, it can get everywhere for sure.
And
It gets to your throat and your nose. Like after a big pollination, like I can hardly fucking breathe sometimes. I need to start masking up before fucking doing the shit.
Oh God, it's in my eye.
It's much more than a pearl necklace, believe me. So anyway, it's gets a little crazy. So I use an air compressor. First I spray everything down with water, I air compress it, I spray it down again, I air compress it. And then it's with the lights too. Fuck, it's in, it gets in everything.
It flies. It flies, dude.
I'm kind of a clean freak when it comes to my room, so I'm like, I don't want it. And seeds in general are, for me, I just, you can't really give someone a guaranteed, like, hey, this is a winner, man. Get this seed, right? So it's a real hunt, and a lot of times you don't always get what you're looking for, and it's like, so I don't know. I prefer to do my own little pheno hunts. If I'm pressed, I'll get rid of some seeds, or I'll give them some away, what have you. But I don't really have like the face off. I just cultivated, I think, 75 or 80 seeds, where I crossed it with my 8 Mile to see what I can get there. And I was mentioning in the chat that I crossed my hog with the blueberry, and I also crossed the hog with the blue diesel. The blueberry is, I've noticed it's not quite as consistent, right? When you pop the regular prodigy of the blueberry. You're going to find 1 or 2 in there that look pretty good, but there's going to be some weird ass shit. All right. And I think it's just because there's so much in that strain in general. So if you cross it with something that's closer to a landrace, you get a much better result, is what I'm learning. But it's just fun, dude. I'm having fun. I've been extremely busy having fun, working my ass off, really, and not really minding that I'm working my ass off. And at the end of the day, you're just like, pretty much
honoring yourself.
Yeah, you're kind of cashed out, Doesn't take too many bong rips to put you under. But it feels good. I like it. I always enjoyed being on here with you guys too. It's great to hear everybody and watch like what's going on. So.
I got another breeding topic that I think is fun to discuss sometimes.
Uh-oh.
And I have an example, is names of strains. Because I had one recently that I actually think is pretty good. It's called Secret Cookies. And it's called that because it's a cross of two strains that you would not think are cookies by their name. It's Kush Mints, which you might know is a cookies strain, and then Apple Fritter. And both of those have a Girl Scout cookie. And when I break it down and smell it, I'm like, oh, this does smell like cookie. Right now, I'm actually puffing on Shark Lottie, which is Shark OG crossed biscotti. And when I smelled it, I was like, it smells like gelato. And it turns out gelato is one of the parents of biscotti. But yeah, definitely strain names are interesting.
Apple cookies would have been better, in honesty.
Apple fritters? I don't know. Yeah.
No, apple fritters is one of the parents, but it was cookies and apple fritters. So apple cookies?
Well, apple fritter and Kush Mints. Kush Mints has a Girl Scout cookie parent, but it's not a pure cookie.
Yeah, sure. Good point.
Did any of you guys see that that post of the Wi-Fi cake today on IG?
The what?
It literally Wi-Fi cake is what
From
it was
who?
called.
Oh yeah, I did see that. I think
It was white and it had pink highlights. It looked like popcorn. I swear to God, it looked like popcorn.
I didn't see
and
that.
it had green leaves, and it was just amazing. Look, with white hairs coming out of it.
The thick hairs, right? Thick.
Yeah.
That's what I'm noticing in one of my friends too. I love those really thick pistol hairs and that really nice noogie.
It was a beautiful looking bud. It looked like something that would be very
easy to trim.
like,
easy to trim. Nice to smoke.
Oh, it did look very easy to trim. I like that
too. I zero in on that. Believe me.
You saw that, Tal?
No, I don't think I did now.
All the best bud that ever came out was fucking covered in leaves, super leafy, but none of us ever let anyone get it out because we're like, fuck that leafy shit, man. I'm not fucking trimming that.
Yeah, people are going to start requesting this, and I'm not going to.
Whose IG was it, Johnny? Do you know?
I looked at so many today, I couldn't even begin to tell you.
Oh yeah,
but
I know
it was
that.
Today that I'd seen it. You know,
I hate trying to find one that I didn't like tag for somebody. A couple times I had to go find one for somebody. Scrolling for like.
It could take days to go down to find it. You know.
Social media.
Yeah, it was really awesome looking though. I was amazed at what it looked like.
So just I'm curious about like maybe Eagle's thoughts on names. Like, do you think it's okay if two breeders use the same strain name? Because like there's, for example, like Adam at 2020 Mendocino used, like in music, a lot of people will have the same song name, like Blue Sky or something, right? Those are two words that no one has a patent on. They're real words. They're not trademarked. So like there might be 100 songs called Blue Sky and they're all from different artists. So like with cannabis, maybe, I don't know, people use the same, like one that was a big drama in the cannabis industry like a year or two ago was Purple Punch Cross Slurricane. In-house Genetics released it. It was Do-Si-Do crossed Purple Punch. They call it Slurricane. Then Archive Genetics, I believe, who's the guy who found the Do-Si-Do or made Do-Si-Do. I could be mistaken. It might not be Archive.
No, you're right.
I think you're right.
Archive also releases Slurricane with their Do-Si-Do across to the community's Purple Punch, which comes from Supernova Gardens in Hawaii. But so there's now two Slurricanes. And when somebody says I'm growing Slurricane, I ask from who? And so it's one of those things. So Eagle, what do you think about two breeders using the same name as long as they say like it's from?
Take both.
Yeah.
Take both.
In that case, it felt like
Dick
it.
move. Nah, straight up. I
I
mean,
think it is
that's just
generally
like
for
fucking.
copycatting.
Well, so
Yeah,
wait a
you go.
second,
It's
wait
just
a
like
second.
buying a pair of Nike shoes on the corner. That's the swoops upside down and shit. You know what I mean? It's yeah.
I
It's
gotta
fucking.
say,
You're totally trying to
yeah,
bite on the name.
but
Yeah, there's
Yeah.
like
archive.
30 white
McDowell's.
widows.
Wait a second,
It's
time
the
out.
McDowell's.
Did in-house use archives Dosido to make like? Did they make the Dosido archive?
I believe so. Or they found it or made it.
So to
It is
make
their creation.
sugarcane, they had to use archive seed or something from archive, right?
So
Yeah.
Right. So you could say
that they
archive.
bought.
That's true, but yeah. But
Yeah,
archive,
and hunt
So
and
like
Archive
the
hunted.
Dosido
can-
cut is out.
right.
Once
See,
it's out, it's out.
That makes it different because it's archive seeds, and the other guy used, they could use the same name. Fuck it.
Well,
But like,
My
so
other question
It
is,
was
what if it's an
Max out.
accident? What if you didn't know?
right.
What if it was like
that
spiked
happens a
punch?
lot,
My buddy
too. There's a lot
Doja,
of
he
that
tried to,
happening.
he Googled around spiked punch, which is his one that I called Jack Spiked Punch, because if you type spiked punch in a hashtag, it looks for alcoholic beverages, not weed. But that aside, there's like 3 other people that have spiked punch, and they're all different crosses. A lot of them are purple punch crosses. No coincidence. But if they don't know about that, and there's not one uniform registry, like they might not even know they're stepping on each other's toes. And it's like, who got there first? How long? Like they sometimes put money into marketing these things, seed packaging.
So what
Things like
seedsmen
that.
do, or people like that, they'll copy it and then they'll just slightly change the name, so you know what you're buying, and that it's so like Dosey Schmo, or that isn't one, but like just change the name a bit so that one of theirs is Bruce Banger, and then it means that we can have the copies, yeah, because in some cases they are better. Because it's like, oh, those flavors. Okay, let me get those flavors with my 2 crosses that taste like that. Oh, it comes out better. So we do want them, but just change the name slightly, or just call it the cross name,
My
maybe.
version of this strain. Yeah, I don't know. There's even if you're talking about like there's different varieties, but they come from the same pack. One could be better than the other. I mean, it confuses the market even more. And I just think it's trying to necessarily bite off the other one's name a little bit. But in your case,
That's my worry.
Hopefully we're going to come past that though. Hopefully with a little bit of legalization, we'll be able to trademark strains and stuff like that. Back then you couldn't do it. There was no library like you're talking, but shit, we're in the internet days. You know what I mean? There's no way there should be, somebody working on a database of names where you could check GoDaddy.com of cannabis.
To me, it's Seed
Somebody
Finder.
just-
Seed Finder EU has probably the largest database of like known strains and their lineages. If I was trying to breed professionally, I would try and put my stuff up there. And I'm not paid by it or affiliated with them, but I think as far as like when I go to try and find a strain that I don't know, I usually type in the strain name and then Seed Finder EU, and usually it will come up and say like, here's that strain, here's the cross, and it'll give me a little, here's the breeder. And the problem with that is if they don't do what Green 13 was saying, like call it Bruce Banger, when it's Bruce Banner, then you get like Copycat Genetics who will call it Bruce Banner and then release it as Copycat Genetics Bruce Banner.
But on that
So then
site,
Sure. Yeah,
on that
that's
site,
fine. There's a
Bruce
ton of the
Banner.
same name.
on that site, they list them both, don't they?
But when
They
you
will,
see-
you'll get both sets of information.
Yeah, so you can find on that website it has everything. But
For
I'm saying
sure.
for like the
I'm with you.
community, if somebody just grows it in their house, right? If I grow Bruce Banner and then I give it to 100 people who smoke it, they're all going to think that's what Bruce Banner is, but that's Copycat Genetics Bruce Banner, which might not even be related. He might just have called Gorilla Glue 4 Bruce Banner and sold, because that's the type of ethics some of these people have. So it really muddies the genetic field. And when it's a medicine, like I believe that it is, I think that shit should be like not criminalized, like it's just so harmful to the community because some of these things really help. So like Jack the Ripper and some of the strains from Subcool, Jack's Cleaner 2 is known for having THCV, which helps certain people that have seizures and so many other medical ailments. And if people are pawning other shit off as that, people are going to spend money and time to grow these seeds out that potentially have no trace elements of what they're looking for in there. So it's just like there needs to be more integrity in the community. And I really think that the name change is better than just copying the name and saying, "Well, it's my."
Is this different because it's medicine? But we can all grow golden delicious, and I don't want anyone to be fucking copywriting it so that only certain farms could grow golden delicious, because then that's a right weird situation we've boxed our own self into. But
it's like the Charlotte's Web. Remember that? The whole Charlotte's Web thing? Yeah. The only CBD in the world was from the brothers who grow the Charlotte's Web. But then thankfully the community was like, hey, there's a whole bunch of other strains that have CBD that will also help people with many of these ailments. So it was like a double-edged sword. And then like Josie Wales with G4, like do the GG strains thing. And like he had to go through getting sued by Gorilla Glue. Like it was the whole ethics is a very interesting topic in cannabis breeding, and I don't think it gets discussed enough. So I think people just.
I wonder what Gorilla Glue
I
wonder what Gorilla Glue did with that dollar they won.
Got another gorilla.
Did you guys see Dark Horse's podcast tonight or something? He just called out like a list of seed breeders, and I don't know, he wasn't saying that Bruce Banner is the most copied by any means. He's like, GG4, ChemDog, Sour D, all these are
Blueberry.
Yeah, they're all plagiarized, but he was like calling out the seed companies that like had obvious fucked up fake ass Bruce Banner shit, and in those cases I think that's important to do, because those guys are obviously taking money grabs, like he wasn't on there just calling out whatever seed makers because of what they were known bullshit seed makers. So it's like, I don't know, I guess just getting the word out and not supporting those people's
practice. Well, where it's going to all end up is through regulation. I mean, unfortunately, is what's going to happen is there's going to be enough money that gets stolen or misappropriated that they're going to, the government's going to say, we're tired of these fucking lawsuits. So guess what? We're stepping in. And in order to get a name, you're going to have to go through us. So there you go. And we're going to make it
take a while.
Oh, yeah, it will.
But that's going to say you
legal.
Actually,
now you got a king.
Yeah. What you're talking about potentially slows down legalization massively, because actually that's a really difficult topic. Now you talk about it like that. Yeah, if someone owns some shit, oh shit, then we've all got to start protecting some shit. And then everyone's like, that's mine. And that is not what ganja is about. So
it's already happened. Yeah. Have you guys heard of the Biotech LLC? They have patents on pretty much every single comprehensible strain of marijuana that you could, or cannabis variety out there. They say like any type that makes myrcene, any type that makes pinene, any type 1 or type 2 or type 3. They've patented broad sweeping patents on several
Bioscience is struggling with this same issue. All right. And they are genetically, re-engineering the so-called genome. All right. So this is a deep subject. That's why I'm saying that the monetary law, since this whole system we're in is about money, is what will dictate what regulations eventually will come down. And that's why also it might not be a good idea to legalize the cannabis, because then you got one hammer looking for every fucking nail they can find instead of 52.
Make your own seeds, though.
52. Yeah, that's the other seed companies. That's why I veer away
has
from
been
it.
After cannabis people forever. It's no real.
They still are.
Granted, it's legal. They're still coming for us.
Seeds
everywhere.
Being a seed breeder, all right, there's a lot of liability, right? When I worked for a hemp farm that basically we made hemp seed, people would walk out with $1 million in, 3 5-gallon buckets. And I'm just like, how the fuck does that even happen? All right. But each one of those seeds is a unique individual, just like we are. Right. And that company, I just checked, I haven't worked for them in 2 years. They were sued under the table.
Yeah.
Through
So
non-compliance, because you can't guarantee that your feminized seeds aren't going to have 1 or 2 herms out there that are going to pollinate somebody else's field. And then
Oh, I thought it was hemp seed and it was hot.
well, that's another issue. You know what I'm saying? But it's mostly the pollination of feminized seed that get these herms, dude. It's a huge liability, huge. And so Jack, to bring up a topic, I mean, there's examples all over the place where the money is dictating what happens. All right. And it's just unfortunate, to be honest.
I'll say
medical ends up suffering is what happens.
Yeah, I'll say that for now, like most of the people who grow weed should know, if you want to get like blueberry, you go to the guy who made the blueberry, you go to DJ Short or his kid to get blueberry seeds if you want the real ones.
And
If you want
sadly,
the
people
real,
don't
you
take the
track
time.
down the real, right?
They're available.
People don't do the due
You're right,
diligence.
though.
They start growing, they get the new growers, first time growers. It's these Canadian seed banks, these Amsterdam seed banks, some of these Euro, Spain
That's
seed banks.
fun though too.
Literally have every single strain of every single breeder.
Go through every
like,
copy genetics under the sun.
The problem is sometimes they don't even have the clone to
The
do the
real
copy.
one, yeah.
They're just selling
Oh,
whatever,
they're
like
all
F candy.
whatever. Yeah.
Sorry to burst your bubble, but a lot of people don't give a shit about this subject. So they're just like, I don't care what they're talking. I don't care about those breeders. I don't care about fucking Blueberry. They just want what they're buying that moment. It's nothing to do with your lineage or your history or anything to do with anything. They're fucking, they just want what they want.
That's the good old prohibition for you. It's like, you've got some cannabis, I'll take it. What kind doesn't matter. I'll take it. Yes.
What kind is it? It's the
cannabis?
good shit.
Yes.
It's the good shit.
Can I have a look? Why? You're definitely taking it.
If you look, it costs twice as much. Sorry.
If you look next time, I might not pick up the call. It's like in those days. But now, like for people in the legal areas, there's a lot more choice and freedom. Like if you look at the pound prices in California, it's pretty crazy. I'll say that.
Oh,
yeah, I bought some starter packs to keep my plug back in the day. By starter packs, I mean dirt with seeds in it.
Okay.
Everybody starts somewhere. I don't think it's a bad thing. It's I just wish more people would actually support, like, in my opinion, like the artists.
Smoking regular weed.
The breed. The DJ Shorts, the people who risk their lives hiding this shit. Breeding and
but it's really difficult, Jack, because imagine
one generation.
But imagine that you and me are bros, we're bros, but imagine we live next door to each other and you buy one seed packet and I buy another seed packet, both from reputable seed guys that we respect. We run our shit. We've got a girl and a boy. We get together. We do our thing. Well, what's the difference? We still took their shit and sort of trampled it. It's really difficult to decide when someone stops being affiliated and like whether that's important. It's your thing now.
When you go and market it and sell it, and you're selling it as that thing, as the original thing, but under your name, that you're literally, like, in some cases taking money out of like that person's mouth. And I'm not the one making the money. I'm sad to see people like Breeder Steve leave the cannabis breeding world because people just openly stole Barney's Farm, stole Shishka Berry, stole Sweet Tooth, stole his creations that he put time and effort into. He risked his life, his family, everything to breed this shit just to have it stolen and then have somebody else sell it. Like, oh, we don't give a fuck. We're just going to take your name and your genetics, buy one pack, and then replicate it and sell it with more marketing. Is even like the worst part. These companies are bigger than a lot of these independent breeders that they're stealing it from.
Were you the one that said that we need to bring more integrity back? All right. I mean, if a lot of these people are running LLCs, limited liability corporations, right? So it really gives them the license to steal because there's absolutely no liability unto them. If our system, which is changing, I don't know if you realize this, but our financial system is collapsing right under our
Yes.
feet. All right. And I think limited liability corporations are going to be gone. And it's going to go back to, guess what? You're going to have to be accountable and responsible and actually respectable in order for me to actually trade with you. All right. On a financial level of whatever the new gizmo will be. You know what I mean? But there's got to be accountability. All right. Or thieves just take over. And look where we are, guys. Seriously. I mean, it's always bend over. They're on the take, me. I mean, it's like, fuck. You know, and if you find somebody that you can actually do a handshake deal with, God bless you. You know what I mean? It's just
Right.
so if we go back to that, this problem would actually solve itself. You see what I'm saying? There would actually be accountability. Hey, I'm going to cross the blueberry. Hey, dude, DJ, I'm going to send a little email. Dude, would you mind if I cross?
The
Maybe
thing
if
is,
we go
Bingus,
together and do this.
now a lot of money's involved, and money and integrity. I don't know if we can go back, bro. I think we
Well,
might
there
be
has to be
stuck here with no
liability.
integrity.
No, listen.
You know,
Limited
Bingus.
liability corporations means you have no liability. And everybody's
Thing is, a
LLC.
good lawyer will shoot right through that. I've seen so many times people that think they're hiding behind an LLC, their wealth and this and that. A good lawyer on the other end will fuck that up so quick, because if they're taking things from within that business, which they usually are, and then bringing it into their personal life, they're going to be liable for whatever money that they're gaining.
It could be
So
clawed
the
back.
LLC does
Yeah.
not protect you from everything.
If you,
It does
well, that,
protect
Hey,
that means
Bingus.
that they don't know how to run their LLC then if that happens, basically. Yes,
Bingus,
sir.
I sent my buddy AK Bean Brains a whole bunch of beans from when I used when I made that AK
Blueberry.
Bean Brains by Cheesequake. Yeah.
That's the way to
allegedly.
do it, is ask them for it. Like, hey, is it okay if I work with this? Like with Vegan Doja, I asked, hey, can I make a cross to your Velvet Punch? He said, sure. I said, I'm going to make F2s. Are you sure that's okay? I'm going to give a bunch of them away for free. He said, I gave them to you for free. I want you to give them out for free. I want to spray.
Hey,
It's a good medicine. So it's like,
I told AK, I'm like, he liked one of my posts and he didn't like the post of the one I did of his plant. I'm like, dude, why didn't you like this one? I'm like, I want to check it out before I send you any beans. I'm like, I don't want to send you, I want to make sure they were good enough to be sending them to you. So that's what ended up happening.
Exactly. I mean, dude, that's another thing about seeds. You got to wait and see. You know, that's where integrity really comes in. It's like, you know, I raised these children, and I think I did a good job. You tell me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like constructive criticizing comes in as a welcome reward to something that you're taking responsibility for. You see what I'm saying? And it's one of the reasons I don't want to become a seed company at all. I mean, it's too dangerous of waters for deep-rooted pain and sorrow and misery from people. I mean, I've experienced some of the things where you bought seeds and like you get all males, or, you know, whether or not you fucked it up or not, they didn't germinate. I mean, it's just bad feelings, right? And it's just, a lot of people don't care about that. I do. You know, I want integrity. I want accountability. I want people to tell me that, dude, I smoked that, and man, thank you. May I have another? Yes, that's what I want to hear. You know what I mean? So, and seeds are fuck. That's my enjoyment. That's me. That's me frolicking in my garden, going, let's see if I can be creative and please myself more so than others. But you know, if I please myself, I'm such a stoner that most other people get pleased as well. So, medical, that variant, THCV variant, is incredibly important for multiple sclerosis. It's one of the molecules that really needs to have more research. I mean, that's where I'm wishing we would go. It'd be like, all right, I'm going to start a $15 million foundation to dive into the Baron molecule to see exactly what's going on and how it relates to the other. I mean, we don't get enough of that, right? Where it's basically just giving to something to get a medical benefit back for humanity. So sorry, I'm a bit barrened out myself right now.
There's a strain called Doug's variant that gets,
Yeah.
I think, like crazy amounts of THCV. I don't want to quote the actual number, but it's
That was one of the
multiple
first. That was one of the first identified strains, actually. Doug's variant by Doug, and it's an incredible. I had a friend who had multiple sclerosis, and we dove down that rabbit hole, and he got some of it, but it was from Colorado, and it's that's the other thing. People are really prices, my friends, are just kind of going through the roof right now. I don't know if you guys can, like, I filled up my gas tank and went, wait a minute. I thought I had enough for coffee, but no. Yeah. Fuck.
I don't miss paying for gas. I'll say that.
I went shopping the other day, and what normally cost me about $70-80 cost me about 130.
I believe it. That's why they keep giving you those small shopping carts. You ain't gonna be able to afford a large shopping cart. You gotta take one of those small ones.
And I bought some toilet paper, and I noticed that the toilet paper rolls are a lot smaller, not quite as big as they used to be. You know what I'm saying?
Those LLC corporate bastards.
Hey, they said we got to make more toilet paper. Let's cut them down.
Dude, it's
Oh, wait a
called
minute.
shrinkflation. They have now. Stella has dude. It's not even funny. They have 11-ounce beers instead of 12-ounce beers, dude.
It's like your
They're taking
15,
it
your
off the back
15-ounce coconut oil, Tao. It used to be 16 ounces. That shit's been
Yeah, it's
happening.
actually 14. Yeah, that was early. They were early to that move. But
It
everything's
is a move,
smaller.
though. They charge you the same amount, and you
Yeah,
get less.
and you don't realize it. They changed the bottle so there's an indent on the bottom, so you don't realize that there's less liquid in it. What's up, Red Pill?
Hello.
You look your part. What's up, buddy?
I'm about to peace out, y'all. Have a good night, everybody.
All right, Jack. Good to see you, brother.
Yeah,
Peace
good
and
to
love,
see you,
Eagle.
Jack.
Dropping in, Jack.
Jack.
Catch y'all on the next one.
Hope so. Take care, Jack.
Good to see you, Jack. That was a double kill there, Eagle.
Yeah, what happened? Does my breath stink that bad?
I think it's the PO.
Every time I come around, Jack just vanishes.
Should have ordered your boots for it.
I was gonna actually mention I like the way I look in red. It's not just a red pill thing.
You look pretty sharp there, buddy. I like how I look in white.
Angelic?
I don't know, dude. I get it all
Fingers
started
can be
when I
God.
bought it. Huh?
You could be God, fingers.
I'm sure I'll meet him one day, but it all started when I bought 10 white t-shirts on sale. Okay. And I stacked them up in the closet, and it just became a habit. And that, it's consistency. I'm consistent.
Dude, I tried that once. Them white shirts don't last, man. That's it. I can't wear white.
You have to be careful.
Yeah, I have to bring like 3 of them for a freaking 2-hour party.
Well, see, that's the thing, though. I can just run and go change real quick. Nobody even fucking know.
You can wear the same
You got to
shirt 2
be
days.
consistent.
Exactly. You got it. I'm just, dude, it's like when you get, at least for me, I look for things to not have to do. Like recently I haven't worn socks. I've just been putting my shoes on. No socks.
Oh, yuck.
10 years ago, I quit wearing underwear. It's not like I have a wife to please or anything like that. So I'm not like, why? I just kind of binded things up anyway. So, and then, I have like either a pair of, I either wear jeans or khakis, the multi-pocketed pants. And so I just kind of have two looks, the jeans and the khakis.
I'm into the practical appeal nowadays.
Mhm.
You know, I like pockets. I like things to be compartmentalized where I can fit things into.
I got a backpack I bring with me everywhere.
Okay, here we go. We're going to talk about bug out bags. Here we go.
I used to have, my backpack used to have everything in it, dude. It doesn't anymore. It's too
Stockpile
heavy.
water and bullets, y'all.
I don't have everything in it anymore. But the backpack is key, dude. I adopted it with my motorcycle because I needed it. And then once I had it, that was it, man. I'm never letting it go.
If you're pro fanny pack, raise your hand.
This MERS. It's his hidden.
It's not enough. Not enough room in a fanny pack, dude.
Not my fanny pack.
If I have stuff to carry, I wear my khakis with all the pockets. If not, if I'm just kind of winging it, you know, I wear my.
Oh no, he's gonna twerk. No.
Oh,
He's gonna
That would be out of control if he just pushed the chair away and started twerking some music.
Oh, that's too funny. That's too funny.
Dunk in the trunk.
my fanny pack brings everybody to the yard. That's why he'd be playing over there. Never did the fanny pack.
Fanny
Never.
pack that he wears. Kazoo wears the fanny pack at all the shows. He's got like a collection.
This is funny.
It's funny as
That-
hell.
He's got a couple funny ones. That last one was funny. It was fucking like the bottom of his belly was hanging out with big hairy belly button on the front of it. That's pretty funny.
At least he's got a purpose to it, right? Puts him out.
I've hit that age where it's definitely a comfort thing. I've given up on fashion long ago. It's all comfort from here on out. You know? I give two shits about, except I guess for the fanny pack.
Still draw the line somewhere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To each their
No
own.
offense, dude.
I get a satchel. The satchel. It's not a purse. Crickets.
Crickets. Excellent. That was
Perfect
perfect
timing.
timing. Oh, wow.
I was doing
Stereo.
it backwards. What'd you say?
Stereo. Eagle and I did a stereo comic. That's good. Yeah, I am very high, my friends, and I'm going to bow out as well. I really was tethered coming in, and now I'm completely blown out. So thank you so much again, Eagle, for doing what you do, brother, and everybody on the panel. Smiley, Red Pill, you twerking over there still?
Red Bill, come back.
Johnny, good to see you.
Bingus.
Tao, always great to see you, brother. Green 13, be good. Cheers, chat. Till next time.
Thank you.
See you later, Vegas. Tao, you ruined it for me. Now every time I see Red Pill, I'm gonna think he's gonna be twerking.
Sorry.
Oh yeah, that's good. That's good.
I've got to see this fanny pack. Hopefully, he'd love to go get it.
He's got a fanny pack.
Red
Yeah.
Pill.
Hey, man,
That's
So
rather convenient. I mean, you can change it to any position. If you got to sit down, you can adjust it. You know, it's rather convenient. You're not gonna.
it's very utility. Yeah, it's definitely utility, man. Shit's right there, dude. It's right there.
I seen a cat at Bigfoot that kind of, it was like, I don't know. I'm a backpack guy, from back in the day. If I got to haul some shit around, it just makes sense to throw it in a backpack. And then I've heard satchel. Somebody else said satchel. Then of
message
course
bag.
the fanny pack. Of course the fanny pack. I seen this cat that had it was a weird mixture of all the above at Bigfoot. So basically it was a backpack that was kind of meant to be kitty corner, basically.
It was a man purse.
I know. Well, I don't know, but he was wearing it like a backpack, and he could like pull it forward and basically access everything from what would be the bottom on the back, or you could like just flip it again, and if you had to, it had a pocket on the top, so it's multi-directional. You could just like wear it as a backpack, but if you need to get in it, you didn't even have to take it off. You could just spin it around and flip it back. I don't know. Kind of cool, I guess. It was a mix of all the above. It looked like Red Pill.
What's up? What about me twerking? I heard something.
Yeah.
We were hoping
Yeah. Yeah, we hope
we were hoping you
that.
were bringing that fanny back.
Dude, I just got rid of a
You
fanny
were going to
pack.
show it off. We thought you were going to show that thing off, man.
Dude, I just left the fanny pack browns at the Super Bowl, if you know what that means.
So is it manly if you like
Some
carry
brownies.
like a boxing bag around or something, Eagle? Do you gotta like duffel bag? Eagles? Is that manly enough to carry?
Dude,
shit?
you know what a
No,
medicine
no.
bag is? Like a toiletries bag for dudes. I knew somebody who always had one of those. You know what I'm talking about?
A
An
Yeah,
overnight
yeah.
bag?
It's kind of like
An
a square
overnight
thing.
bag. Yeah,
No.
overnight bag kind of thing.
It's like a short. It's small but it's square, and like the whole top will open up.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it had like the hook on the side. He would carry that everywhere.
That's like a travel bag. So you put all your shaving type shit and stuff like
There's a dab for you, Red Pill.
Mm.
that. Damn.
I'll see you on the other side, kid.
See you on the other side. That looks nice and clear.
Yeah.
That looks
It'd
nice.
show up. It would show up a lot better if I had black hands.
Is that a mosquito in there? We could recreate the mammoths.
I'm telling you, man. Jurassic Red Pill.
Time to dab it.
One of
It looks
the
pretty,
amber
bud.
samples.
Dabbing mosquitoes sounds like a weird punk rock band or something.
There you go.
Yeah,
It does.
Dabbing mosquitoes. I'll smoke to that.
Was it a silicon bong?
Yes, it is.
That was sick. So does it get gunked up, or like you can smoke for days, right? Oh my gosh.
It doesn't break.
And you put
Yeah,
a glass bowl?
It's got glass parts in it and stuff. Yeah.
No shit. Wow.
Yeah. Yeah. So I got the big old fat one hitter on there,
It is pretty fat.
It's just, it's not that big. The bowl itself is really small. It's just the outer parts.
Oh, square? I smoked a silicon pipe once at a disc golf tournament. It was the best hole that I played the whole day.
What can you see, Red Pill? What can you see, dude? Some glowing ass shit.
He's seeing the whole.
Oh my
kind
God,
of.
that's too funny.
I think he knows who you're talking to or something.
No.
What's up, Jolly Canna? Welcome in.
Hope you guys all had a nice Wednesday.
Yes.
Most definitely.
Could have been
Hanging
better.
out with
than
you
worse.
guys.
What day
Doesn't
is
make
it?
sense.
Anyway.
What day?
Okay. Yeah, I remember. Maybe.
I got to smoke one of my crosses, like a cross of a cross. of maybe a cross, and it's fucking epic. I'm really stoked. Like a gigantic top, like the biggest top I've ever seen. The Shanghai. I'm so like excited, but really stoned.
What was the strain name? Or was
Shanghai,
there? Oh, Shanghai. Okay.
like
I'm having me some of my dedicated brownies.
but like Shanghai Noon, that Jackie Chan and Owen Wilson movie, but it's Shanghai instead of Shanghai,
Gotcha.
because you can smoke it and get into antics with your buddy.
It's like a Western tongue in a way.
And then there's Shanghai too, which is like
What
that.
antics with your buddy?
Oh yeah, like you could like have conversations, but then also, I think they either stopped a train robbery or they participated in a train robbery.
Oh, those kind of antics. I just wondered why Tao gave that fucking.
Talking about playing with a hole.
And antics with your buddy.
Yeah, questionable.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah,
But he's
like,
all good. He's talking about robbing banks and getting drunk.
like palling around, but like before joking was a crime. It's just a good time so far.
Joking is
was
now
a crime.
political hate speech.
Oh, thanks, God.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, comedy shows, those are bygone things.
Like,
Johnny
I'm so
Canes,
worried.
you eating pretzels with cheese?
With a little bit of gravy.
Is that a strain name? Pretzels with cheese.
Yeah. Did you guys ever eat that? Like
Mm.
eat hard pretzels and like scrape soft cheese on it and eat it?
Yeah.
Hard
Yeah.
pretzels or soft pretzels?
No, hard pretzels with soft cheese, dude.
With canned cheese.
Yeah.
That shit's
No,
legit.
but
man.
I had poontang for dinner. How many
Ooh,
of you guys
that-
have had poontang for
Man.
dinner?
I've had that.
Hey, hump day.
I ain't had any poontang in ages.
Yeah, tell me about it. 2 years without that.
No, seriously. Have you guys ever had poontang? Do you know what it is?
Oh,
No,
man, I
is
eat
it a
food
thing?
all the time.
Is it something else?
Wu-Tang is my middle name, brother.
Yes, it is. It's a,
I am
it's a
what I
double.
eat.
Red poontang pill.
I love
Oh,
it.
dude.
Thank you for taking it there, Green. Thank you for taking there, Green 13. That was awesome. Thanks, Red Pill. That was awesome.
Yeah, that's a beautiful sight.
I let that one ride
Oh,
out.
did you earn your Red Wings?
No,
Have you guys earned
for
your
real.
Red Wings?
French fries, potatoes, and cheese curds.
Oh,
Have you
poutine.
guys ever had poontang?
Poutine. Not
Poutang.
poutang.
Nah, I put a tang on it. It was tang.
A little
I'm
lemon
in
zest in there, right?
Wisconsin. I'm in the
That's
land of
poutang.
cheese curds right here.
Poutang's an old Asian
Dude,
woman.
there's a strain called Poutang, by the way. I was like, dude, what does it smell like? That's what the first
was a
question.
That was the actual question. Is there a strain called poontang? Wasn't that the question? Oh no, the question was there cheese and fucking crackers or whatever it
Hard
was.
pretzels, dude. You scrape up the soft cheese with the hard pretzel and chew on it. Real good.
Yeah, that was a
That
dish
went-
my wife used to make for me, food tang.
That was a hard left on that conversation.
No,
You saw
I'm
Bubble
only,
Boy?
only saying it the way it was brought to me. So
Just a nice hot dish of poontang.
Yeah.
yeah,
Cheese makes everything taste better.
I usually take seconds if it's available.
Cheese and gravy make everything taste better.
better be
Brilliant.
hot.
say dish to have for sure. I like it.
What would canned cheese be if it was a strain? Would that be like UK cheese crossed with some kind of a haze?
You've got to have the strain before the name, dude. You can't do it the other way around.
Yeah. Like, just come up with like 100 names and then find the crosses that fit those names.
I've actually thought of that, like not even giving a shit about the genetics, but using strain names to make a new strain name based on the possibilities that are already out there. You know, word association, word play. You can come up with anything. I mean, these are words. So you can form actually a sentence with weed strains, probably like, remember in math class, please excuse my dear Aunt Sally, parentheses, what the fuck is that one called? You guys know what I'm talking about. I'm going back to 8th grade here.
Yeah, that was a different equation. My teacher didn't use that one.
Okay, well, you were using arithmetic. I grew up with mathematics.
No, I grew up on algebra.
I was hooked on phonics.
Yeah,
I was all about those
algebra.
fractions. You know, eighths, quarters, halves. I know those.
Who here understands Common Core?
You broke up right when you said the punch right there.
Oh, I said, who understands Common Core math?
Oh, I don't. I took several math classes repeatedly, but I understand physics.
I understand everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What was tonight like, Smiley?
It's good.
Yeah.
I apparently flopped at the end and cut it all short. So
You flopped?
Yeah, trout out of water. Yeah.
I did. I ran out of questions and bailed on the show.
Who said that? They don't sound like your words.
What happened? Did you get nervous?
I did. I kind of ended it abruptly.
Oh,
Did you hit a different strain?
I think that was my fault, Green 13, because I asked him how come it was so short.
Was it short?
How an hour and a half anyway.
It wasn't short when I measured it.
She dropped a ton of knowledge though, man. She's a smart girl.
Oh yeah.
What was the link? How did you know her or hear about her?
So the previous one I
That's what I thought.
interviewed Joey Berger, and then Tamara is she teaches the classes with Joey and is
Wicked.
from I think, I don't know, whatever, but like they were teaching their class together. So Joey, she was originally going to come on. They were going to come on the show together last month, and then it didn't work out for her to join us. And then he asked if she could still come on, and I was like, heck yeah, dude.
Yeah, 2 for 1, man.
Yeah. Yeah, so we just lined it up, and they had their class they were trying to do this weekend, which I guess got canceled, but that's kind of why we did it a little early, was just to get it and sign up. But I didn't realize it got canceled. So
Yeah, she was
Wicked.
good. I enjoyed her. Yeah.
well, it's a busy time, I would imagine. Like I thought I seen light depth on some of her property or some of the pictures, so I would imagine they're more, they could be likely harvesting right now. I mean,
For sure.
This time of year.
It's not too long till full term. Sorry, Eagle.
Oh, I was just gonna say for sure this time of year it's a bitch to try to get people for guests and shit. Everybody's busy.
Yeah, it's always something to do.
Everybody's busy. Yeah.
I will be a guest on any show as long as you don't mind my talking.
That it is kind of needed.
We just want you to be the backdrop. That's all. Just hang out in the background, dude. Don't say much.
there should be like there's a live stream for everything, man. Why isn't there a nap time live stream? Like this is like preschool or kindergarten. We get our graham crackers and lay down. No one has to say a word.
There totally is. They're fucking. I listen to it when I nap myself. It's the frequency, like megahertz. You can listen to like some 528 napping music.
Make you go to sleep.
Whatever,
Yeah.
428, whatever that is.
Binary.
All right, Eagle.
520.
I'm glad you brought up frequencies because today or yesterday or the day before, I'd seen a thing about Tesla used to have a frequency machine that he claimed could heal the body.
Oh yeah.
You're
Have you
talking
heard
about
about
Elon Musk.
No, I'm not talking about
Oh,
Elon.
I know.
I'm talking about the OG Tesla.
Yeah, the coil guy.
Boy, yeah.
But I
The
mean, that
lightning
was
rod.
Cures cancer.
Yeah. Did you hear anything about that, Tal?
Yeah, I did. I think probably it was probably on Twisted Roots' IG. There's an old clip of they
this
treated
is
like
something I heard on something else. It wasn't on Twisted, but it
right.
was on
I'm saying, I saw the exact same shit. They had the frequency machine and they tested it on 23, I think, cancer patients or something, and like 16 of them were supposedly healed.
but it also cured other parts of their body as well. He also had
Well,
a
they could
machine,
adjust
a
the
handheld.
frequency.
Yeah.
Oh,
He also,
okay.
he also
Yeah.
had a handheld device that he went downtown New York. He clipped it on the outside of a building, turned that thing on, and that thing started. After a little while, it started making that metal start to wave, and everybody came running out of the rafters, coming down to the bottom. And he took it off, and everything stopped. He said if he left it on there for another 10 to 15 more minutes, he could have brought that whole fucking building down.
So resonant frequencies,
right? And it was a resonant
And then,
frequency.
you fast forward to September 11th, 2001.
Right?
fucking Tesla right there at the bottom.
What are you saying? You think they overdid it with the planes?
Those planes were holograms, bro.
I mean, I think they overdid it with Building 7 and then the Pentagon.
might have been a little bit
Green
too much.
13. That was perfect, dude.
Yeah, they might have done a little over too much with the planes. Yeah.
Dude, yeah. How can
It was
no
really
way.
touchy. It was like, probably shouldn't say that. Probably shouldn't
There's
cover this
no
subject
way.
at all.
Happy 20th anniversary.
Dude, I live right there, man. I knew people. I knew two people that were in there. But the kid's right, man. Tower 7, there's no fucking way that shit fell down because those two planes got hit by those two other buildings got hit by a plane.
Well, especially when you look into the history of what was going on, like they just
all that shit
policies like the day before or 2 days before, some bullshit like that.
Donald
And they already knew
$3 trillion missing.
that building needed to be remodeled or something anyway. So they already had plans to like
one out too.
remodel it, and they scratched the plans and put it into an insurance policy. Like the fuck?
Larry Silverstein going to the fucking dermatologist.
Right. There's a lot of extenuating circumstances.
It is sad though, man. It's a sad event in American history for
Oh,
sure.
definitely.
A lot of people died. A lot of firemen.
Don't worry, we'll have a new one here pretty quick.
Yeah, and my IG feed has been blasted with stuff. You've been injured in the pile if you worked there up to a year after that.
Did you breathe in
south of a certain street? You could get money right now. Yeah.
That's
a lot of people got bad lung shit from that stuff.
It's something you don't really think about though, but yeah, like breathing in that dusty shit, man. It's all
Yeah, must have been bad.
it had to be.
How I've never heard you with the crickets. The fucking
they're
crickets
still
have made their way around this year.
How?
man.
Yo, I got
They're
a
in the
fucking
city.
random cricket run around my house or my basement here too. Oh, shit.
You'll
Yeah,
probably
yeah.
never hear crickets in my place. Do they
Come
have
on.
hot weather crickets?
Oh yeah.
They do.
They don't have cricket. There's no
I think you
grass
need
for the
some water
crickets.
though. Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of arid out here. I don't know if we got any crickets that like this kind of weather. I've seen grasshoppers, but they're not. They're grasshoppers aren't crickets. That's a fact.
Oh man, I should have took pictures for you guys today. Yesterday up here in northern Michigan, we've got some fucking heavy rains last night. Fucking yesterday, heavy rains. I didn't think nothing of it. I went out into the yard today where I've been dumping off some soil. Yes, I'm still dumping off some soil. Anywho, yes, I'm still dumping it out. Anyways, fucking, I go out there and look this morning, and there is just a fucking sheet of perlite out there. And I was like, oh, damn, I missed my cocoa. It was so painfully obvious. Yeah, it was so painfully obvious. No, I knew. It was all grouped together. It was just a sheet, literally sheets of perlite sitting on top. I had to go grab the rake real quick.
DML was just talking about this because he's got to get rid of his whole facility, and he's like, "Oh, I'm going to dump it at my house," and they're like, "Yeah, has it got perlite in it?" Because it's like you say, man. Yeah, dig that over real quick.
Oh shit!
I
forgot. I'm sorry.
Oh, go ahead, real quick.
I was gonna say when we were talking about the red stems, that whole crop that GML just harvested was all red stem. So if he has a good harvest, perhaps it doesn't matter whatever imbalance is causing that red stem. That if he has a killer harvest, if you're gonna get the yield, right?
When were you talking about this? Before I came?
Yeah, I totally forgot. I wanted to say that.
Is yield what matters only?
Say it again, Smiley. Speak to the microphone.
Is yield the only thing that matters, though? That's the.
Yes, for those people, that's all that matters, kid.
So I don't think it's any coincidence he's all purple stemmed over there with the way. I don't watch the show, but Smiley was telling me like the ceiling of his grow room there was all LED. It doesn't surprise me that he's got a room full of purple stem from the LED. But I was gonna say before you came in there, Tal, I was back to my perlite problem real quick.
Go ahead.
I was actually looking around. I think it'd be funny to see my yard from above, fucking from a drone. I wonder if you could see it all in the grass. 2, I was kind of sitting there, kind of thinking because I was like gathering rocks from the yard because I've got some hilly yards, and when I get these heavy rains, it actually will like carve waterways, through the sand and shit. So when that happens, it will reveal like a nice whole shitload of rocks. And I always go out there and fucking look. I actually got some cool shit out of there today. But in the same aspect, I was looking at that perlite, and as I'm sitting there looking at the rocks, I'm thinking, I can't help but wonder what like geologists 1,000 years, 100 years, I'd say, somebody digs into my lot, they go, what the hell is this white layer of perlite? What the fuck happened in this one area here as they try to
you see it all. You see it. It's not. You see it all on the gold mining shows. Like they'll dig a hole, and then they'll be like, this has already been worked over. Look down here, this is all just fucking tailings. And it's like, that's exactly what we're putting out, tailings. There's a load of coconut core here that we're finding, but there are no palm trees for 100,000 miles. Yeah, we brought that in, buried it here.
If the earth,
You know, if you collect those, Eagle, you could always make some flower beds on the front of your house and just put the white all across it, you know, decorative white rock.
There you go. Yeah.
Every year you're making more flower beds and more fucking containers.
Yep. People pay big money for that white rock. You could sell it.
If it was pumice,
Landscaping
if it was pumice, it wouldn't be a problem. It's bloody perlite.
Yeah. Spread it out on the road.
It's all right. It's not the end of the world. It just does what it does, doesn't it? Smiley, let me ask you a question. On your show, you said something in some of the chats. I just like that when I flip to flower that my stems are green. So that means someone said to you, oh, actually like a bit of purple striping, I assume. Is that a conversation you've been having? Is that what you were alluding to?
Well, I wasn't alluding to anything, but yeah, that was kind of the comment American one just was making too. Like, you know, there's some top growers that, you know, they don't seem to mind that, and then other guys take note of it. So what's what, you know? So
right. Yeah. So you're not saying that there's people who are actually saying they kind of want that for flavor or whatever. You're just saying there's people who are not minding it too much. Right. Yeah, I don't want it because I'm talking about plant health. Later, we can stress the plant when there's actually some flavors to be made, maybe. But for me, as long into flower as you can keep plant health, that's what I would want.
mm-hmm.
Yeah, Eagle. By the way, GML took her down once. I think every other, or at least one set of lights. He's like, yeah, it was just too much light in there. He couldn't even turn them up all the way. So he's like, why even have them? Can't turn them up.
He's taking one out in every row.
There you go.
Yeah. But you can tell they're just feeling their way anyway.
Yeah, but you know, it looked pretty good considering.
It was fine. The point is, we're making light so efficient now that we haven't learned how to use them yet, and they have to be placed properly or spread properly because they're so fucking efficient now. It's you know, it's an art form. It's not an art form. It's a science. It's something that needs to be done properly because otherwise you get these hot spots now. Like, and it's not usually in the middle of the lights. Weirdly, this is all discussed on the show. I shouldn't just rehash it, but for sure, my experience is it's kind of weird laying lights out next to each other because they're so fucking efficient.
Yeah.
So I'm erring on the side of caution, and they're just getting a bit less light than they could have on a light meter because I just need to feel my way in. And as Smiley said, is the most important thing yield, and is early flower the right time to be really fucking hammering them? So yeah, we'll see. Difficult to find the answer, right? But as I said, plant health is what I'm looking for.
I want a high that lasts a really long time and keeps me not bored. And I don't care if I get only a gram, as long as that gram can last me, you know, like an ounce worth, like 30 days of really, really amazing bud, you know?
So
Everybody's situation is different though, right?
I guess my logic for the purple stem here that I'm using is that I've found it to be quite challenging to keep that stem fairly green and nice looking through the run. And it seems to be that there's a lot of really award-winning growers that are able to do that. And it seems really easy to get them to turn purple through the runs. So just logically, I'm just saying, like, that's kind of the logic behind it, though, right? Like, it's not easy to get that, so that must be somewhat of a better target to shoot for. I don't know.
My one Dutch treat plant turned like straight purple stems, like really dark purple, and it had a nice pungent piney smell. And then the other one was like piney guava.
I think it must be kindness. I think as those plants get tall and they get up into that extreme light, and then they get warm, and they also get up into a windy zone where you're blowing wind across that, between that canopy gap. I think if you were laid less light on and made more, that's what I think it is. I think it's that heat and that light later in flower as they get up into it. And that's why it doesn't seem like they mind it, because they make great flower, right? But those are if you look, I find if I look lower down, there isn't red lower down because it's cooler and more prepped.
Is it at all a pH thing where certain available nutrients are right there at a certain specific pH?
Maybe, bro, but I don't want it to be the case, so I'm not looking there right now. Yeah.
Well, I don't know. It's a weird
No,
thing.
for sure. I think what you're saying is super sensible and like logical, but I don't want to look at pH, thanks. But yeah, I mean, it'd be interesting how your water scenario pans out. If you see less of that, that would be very interesting.
Like Chad had a show and he was talking about it, and I left some comments, and I can't fully remember them, but they're either in the chat or in the comment zone. And because my plant just went straight purple, and then the twin of it that was right next to it was just normal, green stems. And it went purple and it had yellow leaves, but they didn't like die off, they looked like happy yellow leaves. And no matter, like, I put more sea kelp on it or something like that, and it didn't unyellow.
I think there's a lot of things going on with it. It's not just like one variable that causes it. I think aeration in the soil and temperature of whatever that medium is. Like if it's like you water something and it stays wet just because it's like cool and damp, it's not drying off because it's, the air around it is arid or dry itself.
If I could have got the same nug and had the purple stems on that big plant, because the purple stems were small buds.
All the times I feel like I've had purpling stems, it feels like, even if it, like we're saying, it's different phenotypes of one specific strain, I always feel like there's something else associated with it. Like it's some kind of water uptake or nutrient uptake, because a lot of the times if you pick those pots up, like you have two plants sitting next to each other, one plant it's drying out and it doesn't have a problem with drying out, and the other plant's a little bit more moist and heavy, the pot. And that seems to, that the ones that are a little bit more moist and heavy seem to usually have purple streaking way more often.
Right. And to that end, would you then agree that it's actually not that the food's not there, it's that they are pissed off and not uptaking it? It's a lockout thing. I don't feel like, it's a reaction, and the reaction is fuck off, I'm not eating that.
Like Jolly said, I've had plants with purple stems and yellow leaves, but they're praying. Right? They're praying.
It was a really happy plant, and it smells so good.
So this whole time I've been trying to get purple stems.
Well, you got to water more. Maybe you're in a desert. Maybe that makes more sense than if things are drying out at a faster rate.
That's the point, Johnny, is you don't really have to try to that just can happen.
It's easy, man. What the fuck?
I've been trying so hard to get me some purple stems, man. I mean, shit. That's why I kept turning around looking, damn it.
I mean, I wasn't overwatering. I mean, like I used that gold bottle of house and garden stuff for my roots, and that makes my pots just like a fat root ball. And that's how I get like the best tops and stuff. But that makes it so that my entire pot at the time was like nothing but a root, and I would water it like 2 times a day with fish pond water, and sometimes really nutriated, just on the spot mixes with my fulvic acids and stuff. And it's purple, man. Like just straight hardcore deep purple. There's pictures on my Instagram, and it's just a deep purple, like Prince, you know.
Well, rain, purple.
Oh, Purple Rain. I thought it was called Deep Purple, but Deep Purple's a metal band. Fucking man. Whoa.
Not doing well either way there, but
I mean, Prince had that one song, "Dirty Darling Nikki."
Smoke on the water, fire in the skies.
That's deep.
Yeah, that's a
purple.
good one.
Stoner
That's
songs
deep
ever
purple.
made.
Oh man.
There it is. Oh
Nasty
shoot! I'm not
Nikki.
even ready for this one, Eagle. I'm not even ready. Dang it.
Damn.
Might even have me a dab.
Cheers, all.
What's the
Yeah.
time?
It's 420.
420.
You know, it's great. I'm going in on a dab right now. Didn't plan it. Auto dab clock.
Number
I'm
one
gonna
John
join in.
Mimosa crossed with blueberry cheesequake from Cal. I'll tell you what, Sal, the combinations that I'm getting out of that blueberry cheesequake and every one of the strains that it buttoned up against, you know, I'm loving every one of them.
Did they all have purple stems or no?
No, I'm trying.
You fucking with you.
I got a couple that my puckerberry knockout always has like wherever the light's hitting the stem where I lollipop it, it's always got a red tint to it right in there. It's almost like a sunburn, you know? So I've seen that. Yes.
yeah, no, I'm talking straight up striping, like right up the ribs of the stem or whatever.
Like they were Yankees. The Yankees
Jeez.
pinstripe.
Yeah.
Striping's one thing, man, but that fucking GML crop, and I look, I'm not having a dig. It's difficult, but fucking hell, that is purple like shit. I would have been
through and through.
upset, man. Fucking hell, it's extreme.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
I do
That's
believe that's a
true buzz.
temperature one.
I guess we'll find out anyway. That shit didn't look bad, right?
I'll have to go check it
Just
out.
looked angry, didn't it?
It did look a little haggard, I'd say, right? Some of it.
You're talking GML still?
Mm-hmm.
I got a lot of respect for GML, man, and I don't know.
Dude, I got a lot of respect for GML.
Yeah.
And then, you know, there's people bust on him because he's a monocrop king and whatever. And to one time when he tried some cool seeds, were you following him? Okay, were you guys following him back then?
No.
Yeah. Yeah, because like I don't think he was like a pothead like us. He wanted to grow it to make money, I think, mostly. Yeah, you know what? I don't want to speak for
yourself.
Eagle.
I'm a stoner.
Let's get GML on your show, dude.
Yeah, no shit.
Dude,
He's-
GML and what's his face? I'm pretty sure his Dirt Road dude was saying I should try and get AKB Brains to get an interview with you. I'm gonna try and make that happen, dude. That's a great idea.
Yeah. I think he
Not
does
that
a
I'm-
lot of RSO, or not a lot, but I've heard him talk about doing RSO, so I don't think he's not a smart.
Yeah. He smokes. He
Who?
dabs and takes RSO. He was. I think Tao was saying in the beginning.
Oh,
Yeah, like I don't think he was a pothead. It wasn't like growing weed for the fun of it or to get his own weed. I don't think. I don't know though. That's what I'm saying. I don't want to put words in the kid's mouth either. I knew he was a professional gambler for a while, and you know what I really like about him because he says he at the beginning when I first started watching the shit, he was like, man, my first. He was getting under a pound for like his first whatever 3 crops or whatever. He's like so pissed that he couldn't like, and that's what motivated him. That he was like fucking. And he didn't give up and he kept going and fucking dude, I got mad respect for him. He's got like an empire he's building now with the fucking
I agree.
the
And he's never hit
growing.
he's never hidden anything. When he's fucked up public and loud, and it's like it's difficult to do that. That means that you have your ego in check and people are dicks about it. So yeah, respect. And love.
why are people being dicks about it though? Really, you know what I'm saying?
It's fun
Like,
being cunty sometimes.
yeah, well, what reason would you have to be a dick to the dude? Like, everybody makes mistakes. Like you said, I respect him for putting it out there and being like, look.
Oh yeah.
And I learned from some of his mistakes too, or whatever, you know, like other people.
Yeah.
So like that's even more reason to not be a dick. Like, you know, I don't know.
I mean, like some people like that kind of humor. I kind of like that Jersey, you know, like they just shark out like your insecurity somehow and then just attack the shit out of it. And then like once I realized that they were like that was what was going on, I was like, oh wow, like you guys want to like make me stronger. I was like, oh
listen, those people are experiencing quite a lot of pain, and all they're doing is just projecting that out on something that they would love. And I'm talking about whenever that shit happens. So
I mean, it was funny hating though. Like they had some really good jokes that were messed up and stuff, and I was like I don't mind the hate if they're gonna word it so well, and I'm gonna get that kind of a laugh from it, you know.
The jerky voice kind of humor, I think, is what you're referring to there. The back in the day, I still kind of hear it.
I've heard of those dudes, but I never saw the show, and that's just like ribbing on each other and making fun of each other's differences and whatnot. Yeah.
It's all ego shit. Otherwise, you'd have no reason to put anybody else down, other than it somehow makes you feel better or whatever. I don't know. I'm not trying to say I never do. I'm guilty too. It's a human nature kind of thing, I think. But like, if you really stop and think about it, there's no real reason to, you know.
The people
I'm talking to my daughter about it all the time. And then when you hear yourself and your wife talking to your daughter and saying, oh, don't do that. And she's like, it's a joke. And you're like, no, for sure, it is a joke. And it's cool to joke. But listen, find a joke where you're not like crapping on someone, or find a way to do it where it isn't to put. And when you're trying to program someone, you know, you have to be very careful to make sure. And so those are good. So anyway, you know what I'm saying.
There is a thing.
You're on to grandchildren, my friend.
there is a thing. If you're going to crack jokes, you have to be able to take jokes.
Oh yeah.
It isn't even jokes anymore. Like Green 13's kind of hitting to the jokes these days are more sarcasm kind of based jokes for the young culture. And I think that's from them growing up with nothing but the internet there. That internet is kind of really
Two-edged sword.
fucked up
I
the
was
younger
on upmanship.
generation as far as yeah. You know, they're used to the cold, not being able to see the face or the the feelings on the other side to fire back and forth, and they get in front of each other, and it's not so good.
I was thinking more like nuances between the stand-up on the East Coast versus the West Coast. East Coast, it's way more hardcore. West Coast, it's a lot of woke. You know.
What?
Yeah.
No, if there was ever an East Coast West Coast battle, I New York would be San Francisco, New York too.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I would think that the West Coast would end up punching the East Coast guy before the thing was over, because they seem like they're more easily riled into violence, whereas like, but I don't know. I think they haven't had the.
Oh my
Yeah.
God, you're a racist, man. Fucking hell.
New York.
Yeah.
Come to New York, man. You gotta keep your head on a swivel. Someone just walk up behind you and cold clock you.
All the time.
Okay. Nah, but I mean, like person on person.
Dude, I
like,
was joking. Do not feel like I pulled you out there. I did not mean to. I was taking the opportunity to be a wise ass. I'm sorry. I did not mean to.
I like yeah. Like my friend made a
don't
book about
backpedal.
me being a cat. It was epic.
That's British humor.
Yeah.
A bit dry, yeah.
But anyway, I really meant I wouldn't even. I mean, I was even just talking about like it's a difficult one, isn't it? Like the beginning of the subject was it's not cool to take people apart for your pleasure. That's what it isn't cool to do.
Oh, that's what the subject was about? Oh, no shit.
No, unless they can't hear you. Unless they can't hear you, 313, then it's all right, right?
Right? Sal, that's good.
It becomes an
Dude.
impossible subject because otherwise shit's not funny anymore. I don't know.
Yeah, it's all fun and games until the fists come flying, man. No.
Yeah.
But I know some chicks. That's their MO, man. They go out to lunch and just make fun of everybody they see. That was like, their thing.
That's kind of like the guys that always like to slap box a little bit, and then all of a sudden it turns real.
Yeah. You're supposed to be too high in touch, brah.
That was like full contact, man.
Nobody said you could bring sticks into football.
Oh, right. Dave Attell was funny. What about Bob? That cat was funny. Anybody else? Dave Attell funny?
Yeah. Oh, David Attell's hilarious.
That guy, right?
Who that?
Dave Attell. He used to host some comedy shows back in the day, but super funny comedian in his own right. Super funny in his own right. Yeah.
I used to watch the Insomnia show when I was a little ass kid.
Yeah, that's what it was called. Yeah, that was awesome.
Speaking of Insomnia, I'm about to check out, y'all.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna too, man.
Oh, good night.
It was good seeing you all.
It's after 420, isn't it?
Smiley.
Yeah, it is.
Man, you did an awesome job tonight. I'm sorry. I didn't. I didn't mean to give you a low rib shot.
No, that was totally in the back of my head anyway. Like I know I bailed on that one.
That's why the shot landed, bro.
Man, you got an extra. You got it back.
It was a precise kind of a shot. Yeah, I didn't mean to throw that kind of a shot.
I'll work on it. I'll have a bigger list of questions or something next time.
I love you, man. That was an awesome show. I loved it. I want to need some taters. I'm gonna go boil me some taters. I'm gonna be doing some kneading in that water. And I'll be.
That was huge.
I want to go back and rewatch the show because she dropped so much stuff that there's no way I can't write that fast.
No.
I mean, there was no way I could catch up.
So for 5 gallons of the JMS, which is the Jajam microbial solution, it's 2 cups of seawater or 14 grams of sea salt in the 4 gallons of water, and then boil a potato and put the potato in with the water and with leaf mold, and then it was like watch it foam up and wait for the foam.
So do you put the salt in before you boil it or after?
Well, you boil the potatoes kind of first. That's kind of like a side step, and then
Okay.
you can use the potato water or you can whatever. But that was the instruction she gave. I was reading the notes.
Well, that tater water, I'd probably just pour that out into my bed outside in my raised bed.
Yeah, I would imagine
Yeah.
it's got stuff in there, but whatever. But the microbial that she was growing out is on the sugar starch from the potatoes. So like,
Yeah, that's
I'm
some interesting
excited.
stuff. Yeah, interesting stuff.
She
I
was
enjoyed it.
man. She was a superstar for sure. Go
And-
check out her
and-
page too, man. Her plants are beautiful. So it's not
And Joey was in. He was in chat too.
yeah, that's cool. Joey's
Yeah.
really cool. Yeah. He sent me a couple DM little like I don't know. The one was about the potatoes, and that was part of the conversation he had too in our conversation. So, but he sent me like the cutout of the page from what he was like. Here, this is what I was talking about. I said it wrong, kind of thing, or what I forget what it was, but it was like he followed up, and that was cool. Really cool.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, good people. Definitely
For
have them
sure.
both back together the next time.
There you go. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, that would make for a good show too, because they could feed off of each other. You know.
Yeah. It would
I mean,
be-
they talk that all the time. Like she was saying, that's what they do. The regular conversation is that, you know. So it'd be cool to, you know, be a fly on the wall. You know what I'm saying?
No doubt.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of that
Yeah.
stuff's probably just stuff they got to experiment with too. That's like, you know what I mean? It's hard to give recommendations out with stuff that you're still experimenting with, you know, but like,
That shit, the book is legit. I had the vegetables and stuff grown with that, and it was really tasty, like how vegetables are supposed to be.
it's
Tasty and
Right.
organic.
Can you get out of the way, Smiley, so I can go?
No. There's that British humor.
This is the most savage fucking part of the whole stream.
It's a race car thing, man. I'll just push you out of the way if you don't fucking go.
all right,
Vroom,
guys.
vroom,
My bad, guys. We'll see you. Have a good one.
It's nice.
See you later, Smiley.
Smiley, thank you, my friend.
Oh my God, that was green 13. That was hilarious.
All right. I'm
Man,
leaving a
how
blaze
how
of
I
glory.
missed you guys, man. How I missed you guys. Thank you.
Same,
Green
brother.
13.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, there you go. Peace out, Green.
Peace, brothers.
Peace out.
So yeah, you go. You hung with the fam for a couple days. Huh? I saw that.
Yeah,
That
yeah.
must have been good for you.
It wasn't necessarily the breakout. No. Yeah.
All right, good enough.
Yeah.
You don't got to talk about it. But yeah, it was good seeing you, dude. Johnny, good seeing you. Charlie Ranger, Charlie Canna. Sorry.
Jolly Rancher.
Charlie Rancher. Oh,
He turned you
man.
into a rat piece of candy.
I'm stoned too. Sorry. Red pill,
Oh, that's
always
good.
good.
Mhm.
Peace and love, Tal.
Oh, always a pleasure, man. It's been a minute. I'm glad you popped on tonight, man.
And yeah, Eagle, you know, of course, it's always fucking awesome talking shit with Eagle. And yeah, I've been fucking, having shit go down over here. I've been taking care of, but it's all good. So yeah, I hope to see you more often. All right, peace out, everyone.
Yep. Peace out.
You have a good one, Tal.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I'm gonna hop out next. And I want to thank you, Eagle, for opening up the EPA wormhole tonight. That was a blast. It was good to have all the boys come out and hang out. Good times.
need to thank Smiley for opening the night up, man. You know, I always jokingly say he's kicking me in the ass, but he's not kicking me in the ass. He's got a fire of all of his own. But if it wasn't have been for him tonight firing up the takeover, you know, probably would have dragged my feet another couple of days. But I thank you because I did need the shit, man. I missed you guys hanging out with you guys. You know, I love doing this. I think you guys
It's
all
like
knew
therapy
that.
in its own, man. It's like therapy, you know?
I do.
So, peace and love always. Appreciate it. Red pill,
Thank you, John.
Yeah, good seeing you, Johnny.
good times. I'm sorry. I keep seeing I know you're Jolly Cannon. I keep seeing kind genetics and it throws me off. So,
That's cool.
yeah, Jolly. Good to have you
Yeah,
up in here, buddy.
Yeah, but nice.
And, all right, man. Johnny out.
Yep. Peace out.
Take care, brother.
Who's gonna draw the last straw?
Ooh, that's a hard one there.
Okay, I'll do it.
Yeah,
I was gonna squeak in there when I heard what's the phrase that it was phrased that you took a break with the family. Or I was just sparked in my head because I was talking to Dutch Grows about this. He's close enough to be able to do this. Have you been to Wisconsin, Dallas, or when was the last time you've gone? Eagle, you have.
I've never
Family?
been to Wisconsin. Never been to Wisconsin. To be honest with you.
You got to come to Wisconsin, Dallas. That's definitely you know, a thing to scratch off, especially if you're in the area. It's water park, capital of the world.
Are you serious? That's epic.
Yeah, that's awesome. It's what the Wisconsin Dells is it's like a mini Grand Canyon. It's natural like sandstone carved out by the glaciers, but they kind of designated it like the tourist attraction of Wisconsin. And there's all types of things, but mainly water park, indoor and outdoor type stuff going on.
But there's natural water slides like everywhere.
Yeah, everything natural. Well, it's the Wisconsin River, and that
And
is
cheese,
dammed. Yeah,
cheese and
it's literally
sausage.
like a cheese curds and brats. Yeah, right on the beach.
Oh, man.
There's cliff diving too, because that's like depending on where you are, it's like a big winding river. So you're either like on a sandy beach, or it's literally like two cliffs facing each other.
Epic.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't want to go too far about that, but yeah, Eagle will definitely consider that. It's definitely a fun thing to do with the family and come visit with me. But
Oh fuck! If I'm going to Wisconsin, you're top of the stop list.
okay.
The rest of the shit secondary. But,
Okay,
so
well, we're definitely gonna have to put some kind of shower cap over a smoke alarm for that stuff. But we'll come up there and shoot down some water slides.
you better put a shower cap over there. If I find myself over there, I'm definitely bringing the kids.
Well, let's double up on the shower cap. You know what? Why not, right?
Right on. Thank you for stopping, Red Pill. I
Yeah.
appreciate you, brother.
Yep, no problem.
Just have a great
I don't
night
mind. Damn, man.
or morning.
Yep. I'm gonna tuck myself into bed, maybe one more dab, and then I'm going night night. So, yep. Cheers to you guys.
He knows it.
Good one, man.
Yeah.
Mr. Jolly, always a pleasure to have you stop in and hang out.
But you as well, Eagle. Thanks for providing the space. We're stoked on the forum. It's a great crowd, and the panel is awesome. Yeah,
you guys make it a fun place to hang out. So
maybe one day I'll get to smoke you out with some of my buds.
hell yeah.
But have a great evening. Aloha.
You have a good one too, my friend. That being said, that does wrap up this episode 475 Wormhole. Again, very, very huge thank you, Smiley's Gardens. Tons of respect to that dude, man, for doing what he does in his garden and what he does around here on this channel, this community in particular. Thank you very much, man. Uh, yeah, thank you to the rest of you guys for hanging out here night after night. Jack, everybody else that showed up tonight, you guys make this thing a place worth hanging out. I may show up and open the door, but you guys bring the knowledge, the fun, and make it a place worth wanting to hang out. Those of you that sent me some amazingly heartfelt DMs, thank you very much. Sorry about the delay of getting back with you, but sometimes it's just you don't know what to say. It's hard to say it, I guess. That being said, let's get to the shout outs. Top of the shout outs, I do want to say though, you know somebody that is struggling with mental health, it can be very, very tough to watch them. Be there for them, help. So, love your family, always be there in sickness and health. That is the vow. So, thank you guys for tuning in, watching Twisted Roots. You got a black sangria. That's awesome. I've seen a few strains during black up here lately. Good tune right here. Hopefully, you guys can hear. Little LA King. Some cool D's House of Dank Mama Law 710, Scarecrow 420, Green Thumb Bum, Christina MG 89, Unplugged 705, Medical McGill, W Rick T, The Rebel, IG 207, Fabian Salinas, Dave right here, Time Spook, Greg Walker, Bendo Dope, T Dog, Dung Beetle, Red Eye Jedi Girls, Mother Nature, Justin Conway, Duckweed, Run Boy 7426, Justin Goodert, Strong Man, Okie Grower 75, Corey Treble, Michael Wall, Small Vision 420, Who's Your Cat Daddy, Taco, Don Slug, Rick S. In the Bushes 827, James Simmons, Kevin Hive, World's Last Hope, Pats Fan 420, Biomentor, Dirt Road Dude, Kenneth Shiva, Jose Rubias, Red Eye Rustler, Dab Goblin, Dr. Buzz Lightyear, Acetone 710, Canna Queen, Genetics, Savage, and Jose Fumar, Dirtman Dan, Keith Black Sales, Mr. Bozilla, Sun Premium Gardens, Ross Bob, Rasa, Just Soil, Root Small, Tubes, Tyler, Frosty Buds, North Michigan, Mike Grove, Ouija Buds, Dub T, Roy, Big Jar Growth, JC, Modern Genetics, SoCal Weedner, John, Last PPG 15, Green County Grower, CJ Apple, Perfectly Imperfected, Dollar Tree Grower, T1 Production, State Grower, DOA, Grown Meds, Miss Nudie Grows, I Grew Some, Johnny Cannaseed, Nutrient Shootouts, Naughty Nicky, Zoe and Slimer, Pixel Monkey, St. Bernard's Observation Booth, Clover 420, High Spy, Aldrich 25, Madam T, Stu Moo, Mo Grower, Mechanic Crate, Loki Grows, This Guy Burton 79, 79, Polish Hammer, Midwest Outlaws, Voodoo Outlaws, Fresno Nerds, Cali Connection, Wolverine Grow, Big Jar Grows, Jimmy One for Life, Blade, Wayback Farber, D Block, MMP Nations Creations, Amber Lalana, Psychedelic Warlock, Artist LD, Sir Sticky, Rob, Big Day 420, Brent Window, Big Ed 1961, Manawana G3, Green Click, Jane K Triple G, Mr. Sprinkley, Brittany and Tyler Teasley, Hope Farms, Lisa G, John B Too Crazy for You, BG, WG 420, Dr. Budswell, Purple Thumb, OG, Arthro, Sunsby, Arthro, Just Page 420, Beach Coast Grower 420, Sir How, Trey Balone, Keep It Real, Haggard 420, Subs Up and Audit Everywhere, BT, Double D, Growth, Biggest, Green Puffin Man, Alex Boyd, Chef Life, School of Crop, Cause I Love It, Green Mountain Grower, Southwest Okie Real 100, 212, Andy Man, Randy Family Farms, Page Farms, E. Flower, Ryan Henderson, Green 13, New Ziblock Wins, Kingdom Aquaponics, Indra, Michigan Native, Mary James Bed Garden, Streamer 77, Double D, Bad Bunny Nutrients, Mr. Green Pots, Mr. Green Nugs from 619 to 664, Spaniard, Kruger, Jones, Grow, Pop G Grows, Brad's Amy, Joe Grows, Cast, the Grow from Your Heart Podcast, Lily Luna, Green Med Flag, Jeremiah Miranda, Stony Creek, Lost Art, Mr. No One, LG 420, Giant Mike, Prometheus Oil. Hopefully you are doing well, my friend. Jason Iso, P-Win, David, Colby, Mason, 662, Scroggy McScrogden, the Goddess Grows, Kaylee, Burrows, Chad and Brad, Family Farms, Polly Feed, Free Org, Kevin Jodry, Mike Honcho, J.F. Huggins, UDA, Green Tree Hunter, Kush Cloud, Joshua Steensman, Organic Home Buds, Warren Nelson, Cam Wood, Maine Mystic, Show Love Always, Kelly Stones, Texas OG, Chuck Norris, Sarge S, Claire Fresno, Happy Guy, 311 Mix Up, Kinder Grow, 311 Evergreen Hayes, sorry about that. Green Tree Freight. G Tree Friends Tree MMJ Matt SA Ball Dragonfly B Justin Smith Travis Walls Lucky Mike Seattle Chronic Seas King Chronics Titan from Blessed Coast Sea Django Gas Wabasso for Life John Smith Tommy Trico Smoky King Raz Pop Little Slow Roll Spiky Pallets Oscar Green Jr. Matt Steelbird Indo 11 Stephanie B Shark Pulley 989 Brian Brown Sovereign Garden Stoner Nation 420 Joe Y Bugs 1313 Grower Painted Lady Frank Food Jamid J J Myers, the chat, Mr. Manny D, Bagsy, Dr. TGC, Jeff Strutter, 911, Touch Girls, 420, Scallywag, 420, Skillbow 1, Mad Grower 1, Empire Breeding Grove. Thank you guys for the seeds. Super Goalie, thank you for the abstracts. Lost Luke, Leah Mass, Danny Danko, Beat Bear 7, Ollie, Noble, CK, Tom Trinidad, Booney Jester, Smoking with Small Town, Tim and S, Mr. Lazy, Raptor Grows, Rob, Automation is Freedom, Robert Hazleton, Jordan, Michigan Court, Double Tap Farms, Mr. Green Thumb 420, 808, Rudy, Prospects, Bus Record, 8 and Live, Kenny 710, Operation Growth, T-Ben, TM 420, 696, Root Nuts, Dr. Scramble, Speedy, Moonrock, GHF, Double J, Bio Green, Stuff Grower 56, Hanky Steak 420, OGKB, Ganja Nana, Your Mama, Georgia Joe, Roy Rodriguez, Bee Growing, Nature's Best Nugs, Killer Bee Grows, Ganja Wizard, Husky Guards, Nut Tree 420, Dr. Eden Soil for Life, Bully for Life, to Jeff Rowe 42069, Beef 698, Dr. Franklin Rudy, the Goddamn I Make Ted's Test. The Riff of Bad Boy Jack Greenstock 420, 420, Boom Farms, Charlie Farms 420, Aldridge 25, Smiley's Garden, JD Smith, These Nuts, Smoking, Grow Fraser, Rocasi, Twisted Roots and Chat. Brody Par 420, Jeff Dorowski, Genetic Memory Farms, Ball 420, Cameron, Mr. Bagsy, Jill Carter, Mystic Marks, Mystic Grower, Ginger Snap, CTE, Groze, Rick Wolf, DLP 2372, Ned Denver, Mike Denver, Sergeant Pepper 420, Ken Trooper, Blind Cat 420, Lighted Up Gate 10, UKSIF 420, Buddha Boy, Devon Shipwreck, Medical, MJ Buttsville, USA, Resurrection Prophet, Chris Martinez, Dank Man 420, Dank Man Dan, Dank Man 420. I fucked that one. I'm sorry. Reds Out of Farms, Good Life, Jody Bell, TTB, Most Hated Grower, Major General 420 Army. The American one was here tonight as well. And thank you, Jack, for popping in. WD 714, Sharates, Kinyos, Genetics, Mountain Skies, ready to hit that hot bar. Chris Mertz, cheers. As always, see nice to see you in chat, brother. Ian, Save Robert, Sergeant Life, Happy Cam, Figure Lakes Finest, Rich Patch, Doja Moon, Southern BT Grower, Choose Medical, Jerry Bear, Plus One, Mushroom, Secret City Pioneers, My Little Tent, 2042, Spacewalker, Christian, Tree Lump, T Bergs, and Heart and Soul, Homegrown, Mike B, T Dwayne, East Coast of Will, Heidi Day, Galactic Gardens, John Smith, Elliptis, My Natural Farm, Pacific Northwest Seeds, Roscop, Harlem, Hoko, thank you guys, French. Here's Juicy Life 420, Grant Manuel, Mary Bond, Simon Sizzle, 9-inch Colas, Chris Moo, DK Trades, Fishing Creator, Guru, the Cayenne Brew, Cannon Nation, JJ Wire, 311 Mix Up, Kinder Grows. I already did that side shit. Smoke a little weed around here, you know. Dan the Indoor Man, Grummies Homeless, Hamilton Grows, Flip Smoke, Keystone Clan, Flag, PA, Big High 710, Eugene Relay, Ace Drew Hustle, Fred Derek, Carlos, North Arizona, Beer Girl 420. Oh, good jam right here. No sellout, Jesse White, Cassing Yeti, Introvert Genetics, Soso J, Vixen Robin, Killer 8 Mo, James Buttercream, C Dub from Norcal, Pharmacy Seed Bake, Deadhead, Smoke 616, Curtis Mayhan, Matt Myron, Morte, Rick Amian, Stephanie Duran, Tennessee, Fab Carries, K, Mike Rubel, The Drew Beer 420, Maxi 751, Lawrence Gonzalez, Slowly Get Up, Stu Moo Moo. Stu Moo Moo, Papa Co 719, Banquet Shake, Baby Old Smoke, PWC Grown Buzz, Laura Wash, Mr. Weed Blunt, Old School, Grower, Chad West Porch, Once Respects, Hunter Grown, Flora Nugs, My Little Piece of Heaven, Pugent Sound Seeds, Glasgow, Richard G, Chrissy Wallaby, Mr. Soul Food Spectrum, Gone God, Lori Hanson, Real 2000 Years of Tradition, Mr. D. Conley, Pimp Jam, Big Bodie Face, Show Me Sasquatch, Fuck Google and you. I'm going well. Katie, Restore Parker, Farm, Paul Wright, Zephyr, Humble Farms, Tannery Farm, seldom seen, Oak Park Farms, Hell 9782, Skunk Facts, Martial Arts 2012. Thank you, brother. Micro Slave Hefner, Danny McDizzle, Medically Fake, Mr. KGB, Robert Mr. Greenfield, motherfucking Thomas, Rancher Coach, Pledgy, Monkey Balls, Andrew Champion, Bobby Lynn Means, Trench Digger, Mr. Mac, 20 Leg Baloney, Bill S. Sweet Peace, Tater Delicious, Vinci Country Roots, You're on Fire, Genex, Earth Creeper, Big Ray 420, Teeny 101, Buds and Hazard, Mr. Club 14, Bearded B Man, Farm 616, All Up North, Max Room, Ruby, Timothy Mead, Kimmins, Neo, Justin Beans, Chronic 888, Fat Belly, Real, Jennifer Steele, Cannabis 03, Turf Farmers, Shannon Stevens, Carlitos, Latino Skater Country, Mr. Speed, Will Steen, Wally Wookie, The Goddess Grows, Ross Bob, Whitefeller Grows, Burners Roots, Home Grows, Dank, Caveman Grows, BX Gunna, Smith Dude, Snoop Grows, Sean McCann, J Monks, Dank, Agenda, Walla Cana Grow, Ball Dog, Huron, Cannabis Council, List Paris, Rock Band, J Months, 420 pin, fresh growth, thriving earns. Your high boy, your man grows. We be growing Australian growth. Love for the plant, Argo man. Smart poker, unfrozen caveman, Hawaii's highest surf crash, Micro Goon, Jeff Lowenfels, Mobius grows. Dank Brownie, Dan D, Elliot Harkins, Mystic Flavor, The Foraging Gardener, Overwater, Overkill, Seattle Steve, Shadow Warrior, Valley Green 514, Amelia Jensen. Man, I really need to read that book. I think I've got an idea for that, though. Got an idea for that, Amelia. Oz Indica, Dr. MJ Coco, Brandon Ross, Matthew Gates, D Spags, Rolling Star, Shotgun Willie, Dank, Yoda, Jay Simmons, True Bro Goes, Clackman, Scoop, DJ Conley, Aaron the Grower, like 1978, Michigan Grown Buds, Your Boy, Roy Boy, Delta 9, Jay McDaniels, Clackman, Scoop, J, Stinky Colas, Dylan Steinford, PFC Farms, Husky Garden, Sun Grove 707, J.A. Drones, J420, Cascadian Grows, T-Toes, McGee, Four Plants, A, Weedworks, Captain Scrog, Skunky Buns, Hans Warrior, Jackie Young, Terry Lee, Live, and Guess, Tempe, N.E.N.D. Urge, Dirge, I'm saying it wrong all this time. Sorry, Dirge. Green Jr., Leon from All Purpose Plus, Green Goose, 11 Smiles 11, Bindu Buds, Michael Ross Plenty, Richard Forge, David Fuenta, B4P Funk, Nigga T, John Reese, What About Bob, Prince Patty, Daniel Bergman, Green Puffin Man, B. Dunkley, James Chung, Sarge Rose 818, John Wayne, Carolina Roots, Sister Golden here, Deanna L. Dankarino, K&F Farms, Blank 1030, Choose One, Only Feet Farmer, James Crypto Dope, Richard Lamb, HIV Grow, Matt Javine, Dan Marino, Chronic Wonder, Sunrise Grow, Top Floor Genetics, Mole Vision 420, Can 2 Cannabis, Justin Fisher, My Dog Nelly, Roster, Rooster Grow, sorry Rooster, nice to see you in chat. Alex Hardy Gear, Benny Cropper, Daniel Grows Photos, Mitten Grown Man, Sunrise Grows, Lexi, Brittany, Coo, My Baby Girls, No Limit 916, Crumpet Toad, Alchemist, and Canada Make Soilborn Addiction, Ross Show, Axe D, Dirty Or Catfish, High Power, Thunder Dan, Propagation Station, John McDaniels, Lisa Marie, Sarge Grows 818, Blaze Daily, Fry Parker, Perpetual, Eagle Pride Warrior, Sarah Smiles for You, Frank Usada, The Dank Adventures, Kino, Callie Maxwell, Captain 420, Frank Usada, Stink Bang, What About Bob Hill Chester, Pop Shrooms, John Gorski, Jen Doe, Dungeon Gangsta, THC4, PTSD, T Barrington, Hanso Grown, Swamp Camp, Calero, Cano, Bingo, Best of Because, Mr. Manny D, Canifire, 420, AB Normal, Franklin, Guerrero, Barefeet, J Brent, 74, CK Brown Guy, 420, Pachyderm, 420, Burning Tree, May, EA, Gray Sun, Grow 207, Hydro Jelly, Hemp with GG will be back soon. Jamie Reed, Supreme Grape, Sony Rock, Sony Rockefeller, Caveman Canvas, Bruce City Sin, Hawaiian Sustainable, Midnight Roots, Dead, Cynic, Knuckles, Michael P, Polly B, Quick B, Nimble, Bud E, Kilowatts, Michael D, 4889, Disbanded Brothers, Mycelium Man, Joseph, Grace, Madison, RX, Keith and Cheese, Hydro Daily, Concerned American, Cannabis 411, Freedom of Speech, Dr. Jointsworth, D3, Sconchus, Duco 710 is oil upside down, so Jesse Stevenson, Victoria, What About Bob, Sacred Garden, Gus Gross, Slick Rick 8, Dog Pounds, David St. Louis, Amu Watts, Castaigne Yeti, Ed Bren, MN Grown, Uncle Elmer, Off Grid Turfs, Christopher 54, Last Predator, Matthew from SoCal, Sioux, Illinois, Man Beaters, Jink Cruz, Dark Horse, Genetic, Stoner Drew, Stoner Dude, Joel and Jed from North Star Genetics, Carol Ann, Mr. Cry, Cry, PTA, B13, Lil, yeah, Brew Beyond Perfection, XX, Elite GP, XX, Uncle Stoner, Crispy Treat Kitchen, Growers Paradise, ILAD Grown Gardens, Iceni, Decoy Bacon, Mr. Scotto, Fresh Bake One, JL, and Big Bob Grows, Jelly, Cana, Australian Grows, Yucca, 420 Gardens, Daniel, Phil, Mr. Nowhere Man, Selling Sally, Silly Seashells, Wallop Wobby, Sean Bids, Rescue Ready, Roadside LLC, Notorious Snug, Magma Seed, Father and Son, Trimming Tutorial, Sub T Dank, Jose Ramirez, Doggo the Hut, 420, Buck, Chivo Man, GR 420, Community Videos, Detroit River Rat, Louis Garcia, Michael P, AJ Everyday, Captive Audit, Chatterbob 13. Miss you, brother. 420 Mad Grower, for Cookies, Coop, Jake Kendricks, In for the Grill, Backwoods All Good, Sally Mansell, Adam Skankin, Chanel Simpson, One Smoke Away, Ganja Roach, Kazoo, Aaron Burner, Shrooms, Miss Lincoln Sinkin, Angel Studios, 420 Grochan, Paul Diella, John Fleming, Dankovich, Fibro Flower, Polly P, Seldom Seen, Elevated, Lenny, Organic, Sunny Man, Sun Man, Chiba Sunny, Jeff Point, Ricardo Sosa, Dan J, Earth Friendly Farming, Candy Forest Farmer, Fuck All That Be, the Misfit Grower, Jason Line 512, Snake Eyes, Northern 4466, Jason Grease, Soner Baker, MD, Sony Creek, Russ Sonic, French Dwellers, Tarzan, Superman, Old Man, Hermit Hat, Freebird, Forward Grower, Matty Gar, Simple Man, Survival One Time, Tim Blake, Off Coast Chronic, CPAP, Collabor, Kyle Binga, I always fuck that one up. I just don't know why I don't take it off. Harley Grower, Jen God, Jason Lamp 512, Steve Collins, Todd Kendricks, Property Maintenance, Sharpie, Alan Hayes, Scuba Steve Speaks, J.R. Reed, Randy K, Steve Collins, CCDR, Claire Killian, Wardrobe Farming, Grandy Grande, Pip 1000, Ace Boot 3223, Wake Up Captain Freedom Bee, Huffer Smiles, 15 Digits, Michigan Ganja Moods, Hash Fred G, Super Bomb. Broski 808, Weekend at Birdie's, K-Bag, Justice Station, Strong Style, Organic, Zippy, Imedic, Honesty, K-Hell, Meow, Flower, Brand Book, Todd Kendricks, Students, the KNT, Chris D, Troop Ship, Both Times Full, Natty Dread, Barbara Matthews, Ancients, Old Grown, Kevin Jiu-Jitsu, Kenna Health and Happiness, Berserk 215, Low Cap, Low Cut, Albert Trendy, Mo Manic, Med, Braz, Frenchy, Helen, Who, Shane is James C, Atomic Spoon, Miss Jill, Big Daddy, LT Gardens, the High Flower 420, Lobster Brush 4, Mother Tree Maine, Red Pill, Your Boy, Aesthetic, Shannon Gibson, Ruhan, Rick W, Comfortably Numb, One Smoke Away, The 840 Show, Richard Lab, Red Pill, Cannabis Pursuit, K Rolling, Worthy Buzz, Logan Man 81, Oil and Flower Podcast, The Entourage Effect, Warren Dixon, Pink Lady, Luck El Wando, surrounded by Keith Ferrari Farms, French Dwellers, Single Fathers, Happiness Without Guilt, Mike Steve 562, Ganja, James Chrysler, Green Ghost Genetic Zolo, Zen Zolo, B. Benson Burnson, sorry, B. Burnson, Astro Charlie, Sativa Smurf, 4GTCA, Bush Doctor, Astro Charlie, Dirty Hope Guards, TK, James D. Weaver, Grow Owns, Corey Gagnon, Green Hill Farms, Hillbilly Herbs, Dirty Hoe Genetics, Tasty Herbs, Skunky Brewster, YBF, Larry OG, Abolish Farms, Honcho or Spartan Grown, Johnny Green Thumb 710, Michigan Wildflower, Seldom Seen, Gambler, Tom O'Connor. Excuse me, man, I got to cotton mouth like crazy. DP 710, Caribou TV, Virginia Herbs, Red Primo, Equilibrium Genetics, Trophy Truck, Skyway, Kevin O'Donnell, Pool of Crop, Stupid Trucker, eBay, Bud Tender, The Glass Girl, 420 Bro, Ted Nugs, Matt Javine, Greg 77, Ted Nugs, Skunk 8, Glassworks, Beats Mode 347, Mike's Atomics, Dry Skier. Man, that's kind of muscle bitch. Hold on. JMC182, Justin, Gucci. What do we got here? Oh, webcam dot. And last but not least, Sweetest 207. As Tao once said, absence does make the heart grow fonder, and I couldn't agree more. Being away just makes me respect you guys all the more. I have missed you guys, man. I can't say that enough. I can't emphasize that enough. Thank you guys for hanging out through the ups and downs of whatever is going on in my personal life. But promise this project is very, very much in my heart and not something I plan on giving up anytime soon. Just a matter of riding up and downs until we find that steady point again. With that being said, if this is the end of your journey, please get somewhere else. If this is the beginning of your journey, please have a great day. Show yourself some self love. Moreover, look around, make sure everybody around you is doing well as too. Mental health is no joke. That's all I can say. Love the people that are around you. Make sure they are solid. Take time and do something nice for somebody. Random acts of kindness do save lives. I am a living, breathing example of that. I'm not afraid to look into this camera and admit that. You fucking people are amazing. I love you guys. You make this project so worth doing. Have an amazing day. I hope to see you tonight. I am out of here.